Hey guys. This is part 3 of What If Naruto Can Level Up. Hit like and subscribe if you like this one, and also please check the author in the description. Let's start.
We are pain, that's all. We are God.
Chapter 7, Decisions. Huh! Was Naruto's intelligent response to Tsume's questions. Dogs are cool, I guess. Thought I'd get one when I was older, but being a ninja and all means I'd have to go away a lot, so. Then there's the whole they don't live that long. I mean, I am Nichin and Tuchiji-san. Maybe even Ajisen could probably look after it when I'm gone. Whoa, pup, I just want a simple yes or no answer, not your life story. Tsume interrupted the boy, though she could tell he had given it some thought. Oh, Naruto blushed a bit. Yes? What the hell kind of answer was that? Tsume asked him. Excuse us for a moment, thanks. Anko grabbed hold of the boy and dragged him outside. Gaki, do you have any idea what this means? I get a dog? Naruto's response got him a smack on the head. Ow, what the hell? This is an Inuzuka ninja dog, Gaki. Just calling them a dog is like calling a ninja a mere mercenary for hire. It doesn't do it justice, and it's insulting. Do you have any idea? Scratch that, you don't know shit about what's happening at the moment. Anyway, the amount of times I know the Inuzuka give someone outside the clan one of their Nikken I can count on my hands, without a very large payment, of course. Their dogs are specially bred for specific purposes such as guarding, tracking, or attack techniques. Though all have it, but some breeds are stronger in some of them than others, and as they get older and depending on how well trained they are, they make even some jounin hesitate to face them. When she put it like that, Naruto had to admit it sounded way cooler than he originally thought they would. With regular dogs, Naruto knew he'd have to train them, which would take time, and even then they'd only be good for companionship, which was good, but helping him as a ninja not so much. If what Anko was saying was true, a ninja dog could help him out and be a companion at the same time. Nikken, ninja dog. Nikken are essentially special breeds of dogs that have greater senses and abilities than their regular counterparts, which enable them to work with ninja. They are quite dangerous in combat, as some have been known to rip and tear even jounin to shreds. Nikken, much like summons, are usually placed into categories. With Nikken, the categories are tracking dogs, attack dogs, guard dogs. Many clans breed only a specific category of ninja dog, while some like the Inuzuka clan try and create hybrids. Tracking dogs, a special breed of Nikken that have an unmatched sense of smell and abilities to track down, capture, and bring down their prey. They have a great deal of stealth, speed, and are capable of sneaking up on jounin before it's too late for them to react. Attack dogs, a special breed of Nikken specially bred for ripping the opposition to shreds quickly and with little effort. These dogs are highly dangerous and second to none when using collaboration techniques or by themselves. Guard dogs, a special breed of Nikken that is known for their high stamina, constitution, and pain threshold that would otherwise result in the death of other dogs. Fiercely loyal, they will fight to the death for their partner or family. How smart are Nikken? Naruto asked. Though the pop-up was useful, it didn't mention anything in that regard. Not the expert, but I've been around quite a few and I know most are as smart as humans. In some cases, like Tsume's Nikken partner, Kuramaru, they can even speak our language. Though it's pretty rare and usually only the older ones that can do it, she informed him. Add the fact that they can live as long as humans means you'll have a companion for life. Anko decided to forego mentioning that the average lifespan of Nikken was similar to that of a ninja and kunoichi. It was a hazardous lifestyle after all. Naruto had to admit it sounded better, and better the more Anko told him. With a normal dog, Naruto knew he'd never be able to bring it with him on missions. The creature would be ripped to shreds. When Naruto thought of the amount of times he'd have to leave home for long-term missions, at least according to Iruka-sensei, the dog probably wouldn't really bond with him, and he'd more or less be in the care of someone else. Chances are the dog would bond with the caretaker instead, and they'd have no connection to one another. At the moment, he saw a lot of pros of owning a Nikken. They'd live as long as him, which meant he wouldn't have to worry about it getting old and then die by the time he was in his 20s, maybe even less. They'd be able to help him during missions, which meant he wouldn't have to leave them with someone, and with his dungeon creation skill the Niken would most likely help it get stronger more quickly. Plus it was always good to have companionship. With steel in his eyes, a look that Anko noticed and made her grin, Naruto looked at Sim and asked, "How do I do this?" The feral-looking mother of two merely looked at Naruto for a few moments before she gave him a feigned smile. Naruto had no idea why she did it but guessed he did something right when she motioned both him and Anko to follow her. First off, pup, Niken require a constant dose of daily activity, otherwise they can age pretty damn quickly. Luckily, if this happened they're back to their former selves if you start training with them again, though it'll take some time. Secondly, a Ninken's metabolism is higher than a regular dog, and while they aren't as likely to get sick, it can still happen if you don't feed or take care of them properly, the pups more so. They need protein, and while they can eat it raw, it's best if you cook it. Don't want them to get parasites. Naruto took note of Kurama's shuddering as Sim said that, and guessed the ninja wolf-dog hybrid had suffered from them once. Sim continued to list some things for him to follow, one of which would be him having to learn and teach the Niken its own techniques, as while the pup would instinctively know one or two of the clan's techniques they wouldn't teach Naruto. Grateful as she was, she wasn't going to teach a non-Inuzuka member clan techniques. Even then, Naruto needed to have been born in Inuzuka and conditioned at a very young age to use the techniques at their fullest with the Niken. Their techniques were classified as Hidenjutsu for a reason. As she kept talking, Naruto felt his mind wander a bit, and spotted several Inuzuka clansmen teaching some of the younger Niken, and saw others practicing and mock fighting with his or her partner. On some occasion Naruto spotted a clan member with more than one Niken. "Pup, are you listening?" Sims growled at the boy, and Naruto swore she was ready to discipline him. "Sorry, just distracted," he motioned to the Inuzuka member with two dogs. The frown remained on her face, but Naruto noticed a subtle shift in intensity. "You're wondering why he has two, huh? Fair enough. Most of us have only one Niken partner, but sometimes a clan member gets more than one. My daughter Hana got triplets through her bonding." Sim's voice was filled with pride. "Bonding? Basically, it's how a clan member and a Niken know who their partner is going to be," she elaborated. "The experience is usually different for every one of us." Sim's mind began to wander briefly. Kiba, like most Inuzuka children, had been given his Niken, Akamaru, and while it wasn't uncommon for some Inuzuka not to bond on the spot, both the white puppy and her son had clicked, despite the white pup pissing on his face. In Hannah's case, she bonded with the three Heimer brothers when the triplets lost their mother due to complications. Hannah had made an instinctive decision to care for them, and all four were inseparable ever since. With Sim and Kuramaru it was more volatile. Kuramaru was 3 years old before he had a partner, much older than the average 1 or 2-year-old Niken, and was already large and strong for his age. Sim and Kuramaru's bonding was both of them fighting one another for dominance, with Sim winning in the end by the skin of her teeth. Kuramaru then saw her as a suitable and strong partner, and the two were close ever since. Part of her wondered what the bonding would be like for Naruto. It was very rare for ninja outside the clan to receive such an opportunity. The last one had been Hatake Tsukumo, when he saved several members and had bonded with several Niken instead of one. From what she could recall, the hounds and makeshift summoning scroll he created and used in conjunction with them were passed down to his son when the man performed seppuku. As they arrived at the kennels, to which Anko looked smug as they passed by the demoted Chunin who was cleaning up some of the cages of ill dogs, the group stopped at an enclosure that held various rambunctious puppies. "These pups are a year or two old, and while they don't look like it now, they'll get deadlier and stronger as they get older," Sim informed before opening the paddock to let him in. "So how do I know which one to choose?" Naruto asked as he approached the puppies. "I could tell you, but it's more fun watching," the woman smirked. "Gee, thanks." Naruto had no freaking idea what he was supposed to do at the moment. Picking some up and using his observe on some of them, the latter one didn't really help all that much. Naruto proceeded to go by trial and error. Fuck, not again." Naruto put down the latest male pup that pissed on him. "And these are new clothes too." Naruto took it as a sign that they weren't his if they moved away or pissed on him like a few others did. "At least they didn't shit on me," he muttered, only to step on something mushy and earning howls of laughter from Anko and Sim. "Starting to fucking hate this." Naruto removed his ninja sandal and began smacking it against the wall to remove as much of it as he could. He'd have to wash it later to get rid of the smell too. Growling, Naruto heard a small growl. Oh, what the hell now? Naruto looked around, but with the various puppies around him, the boy had no idea which one did it. Jiraiya! Yo! Motherfuck dash. Looking down, Naruto spotted a dark brown/orange strip puppy using his leg as a chew toy. Why, you little? Grabbing the puppy by the scruff of its neck, Naruto hauled it up, or at least tried, as the small dog had his leg in a vice grip and merely ended up hurting himself. I wouldn't do that if I were you, Sam smirked. That's Hadamaru. His mother was one of Kuramaru's granddaughters and his father was a Kamenu from one of the stronger but now extinct Nikken clans. Kamenu? Anko asked. A strong breed of Nikken that we managed to get breeding rights before the clan perished. Pissed off the wrong people and you know the rest. Kamenu are headstrong as pups but very protective and loyal for life once you earn their trust. Even at a very young age their bite force is pretty strong, and when they get older Kamenu bites are considered one of the strongest and deadliest among Nikken, and can take more punishment than any Nikken breed as well. Let go, damn it! Naruto shouted and tried to shake the pup off his leg. While their bite force was pretty strong, Hadamaru was still relatively young, and while the small pup managed to hold on for a very good amount of time, the pup was forced to let go of the leg before it was sent flying. Glaring at the small pup, who merely glared back at Naruto, Naruto snatched the small dog out of the air as it lunged at him and held it by the scruff of its neck. What's his problem? Nothing really. Most pups with a wolf lineage go through this stage. Mock fighting among pups is how they get a better feel for their bodies, Sam told him. Yeah, well, why ain't he mock fighting with his siblings? Naruto dodged a streak of piss sent at him. He can't, unfortunately. Only a few were born from the breeding, and 2 of them didn't make it. Hadamaru's mother was of Akita lineage, but she was killed on a mission with her partner. The sire stayed with the Kamenu clan, and the pup is the only one left of his family. He gets along fine with the other pups but keeps to himself mostly. No one in the clan's been able to bond with him so far, Sam informed the boy and TNI specialist. Looking down at the pup, Naruto couldn't help but feel a bit between of resemblance in terms of circumstance. Unlike him, the pup had family, but no parents or siblings, much like himself. Putting him down on the ground, Naruto knelt down and looked at Hadamaru straight in the eye, and the pup matched him. When several seconds passed, Hadamaru got up and playfully bit the boy's nose. Ow, a stuff-sounding, Naruto muttered. The bite was nowhere as bad as when the pup bit his leg, but it still hurt nonetheless. Scratching Hadamaru behind his ears, the pup let go and fell to ground with a look of pure joy in his eyes as Naruto proceeded to give the pup a belly rub. When he stopped, the pup got up and glared slightly at Naruto as if it was embarrassed by the action. He'll do, Naruto said as he picked of the stripped dog. Sam frowned slightly. While it was clear both had bonded with one another, in a rather strange way, the woman was a tad apprehensive about giving up the only pup with Kamenu blood in it. The dog was the only one of his species at the moment. While tough and hard, Sam was a person who kept her promise when she gave her word. All right, pup. He's yours. But when he gets old enough, I want him to breed with some of the bitches here to ensure his lineage. For all intended purposes, the pup's the last of his breed, even if mixed. Naruto didn't really like the sound of it, as it made Hadamaru sound like a tool instead of a companion, but once more Naruto needed to remind himself that the Inuzuka saw things differently. Congratulations, you now have a Nikken familiar. When Sam left to go get him some basic Nikken caretaking tools and instructions, Naruto quietly muttered, "Observe on Hadamaru. Status window name, Hadamaru. Job, Nikken, Ninja Dog, Level 3. Next level, 89/1400. Reputation, Neutral, 400/1000. Title, Naruto's Partner. Specialization, Battle Pet. Nikken Category, Hybrid Guard and Tracking. HP, 225 CP, 175 STR, 6 VIT, 9 DX, 17 INT, 7 WIS, 6 LUK, 15 Defense, 0 Perks. Ninja Dog, Human Lifespan, Ability to Mold Chakra. Potential to speak human language. Kamenu lineage, Guard Dog +1 VID, +1 STR per LV, +15% effectiveness and EXP towards biting techniques, -20% effectiveness and EXP towards training and reputation. Akita lineage, tracking dog plus 2 DX per LV, plus 15% effectiveness and EXP towards tracking skill, plus 15% effectiveness and EXP towards stealth, plus 10% towards movement speed during and outside combat keen senses, plus 15% effectiveness and EXP towards detection skill, ignores henge, very sensitive to powerful and pungent odors description. A 2-old ninja dog with Kamena blood in his veins. While possessing great potential like his cousin Akamaru, Hadamara, like most Kamena pups, require a good amount of discipline and can be difficult to train but are fiercely loyal and protective of their owners and partners. Naruto didn't care all that much for the hard-to-train bit, but he was never one to back down from a challenge. The reputation bit appearing when he used Observe intrigued him though, and guessed that because it was now at level 9 more info would be revealed to him. Guessed the minus 20% training and reputation thing brought down the 500 rep. Using it on Anko, and some Naruto saw that with Anko he was friendly, 50/3000, and with some he was friendly, 0/3000. I've got a long way ahead of me if I'm gonna complete that quest. He was also worried that some of his actions might even bring down some of the reputation points he had with Anko. Naruto also wondered why the reputation levels were different between Hadamaru and Tsum at the moment. Though he took a page out of Anko's books and let it be, he'd rather not deal with a headache at the moment. Mom, the idiot they sent stepped on one of the dog's tails again. Kiba entered the scene with Akamaru. They have him, you. Anko lunged at Kiba and hosted the hooded academy student by the collar of his hoodie. What the hell, you crazy bitch? Kiba shouted with Akamaru barking at her. You're gonna pay for that runt. And your little mutt too. She glared at Akamaru, and the small dog felt himself scared by her gaze and began backing away with his tail between his legs. Midori! Anko called out. Not now, Anko-chan, I'm trying to sleep, the tired serpent stated. The brat and his Niken from who pissed on us earlier are right in front of us, Anko added. I'll kill him. Midori considered herself to be very level-headed and slow to anger, but even she had her trigger. Getting pissed on by someone was one of them, especially when that someone could be easily turned into a meal. Mind telling me what the hell's happening? Some returned while Midori began to chase a yelping Akamaru. Naruto knew the green constrictor was basically playing with her food, as the saying went, and was merely tormenting the poor puppy. Though it was his own fault really for pissing on Anko. Akamaru, or maybe Kiba, pissed on Anko a while back, Naruto informed her, and the boy swore Hadamaru was laughing a bit. If I didn't know about talking animals this would seem weird, it still was, but not as much. Deciding to see someone while he had the chance, Naruto used Observe on Akamaru. Status window name, Akamaru job, Niken, Ninja Dog, level, for next level, 1149/2100 reputation, neutral, 700/1000 title, Kiba's partner specialization, battle pet Niken category, hybrid attack and tracking HP, 175 CP, 150 STR, 7 VIT, 7 DX, 21 INT, 6 WIS, 6 LUK, 16 defense, 0 ninja dog, human lifespan, ability to mold chakra. Potential to speak human language, wolf lineage, attack dog plus 1 STR, plus 1 DX per LV, plus 25% effectiveness and EXP towards collaboration techniques. Akita lineage, tracking dog plus 2 DX per LV, plus 15% effectiveness and EXP towards tracking skill, plus 15% effectiveness and EXP towards stealth, plus 10% towards movement speed during and outside combat keen senses, plus 15% effectiveness and EXP towards detection skill, ignores henge, very sensitive to powerful and pungent odors description, a 2-old ninja dog and Kiba's partner. Though young and appearing like a normal puppy, Akamaru is quite intelligent and strong for his age and size. Almost the same as Hadamaru, Naruto noted before he saw Tsum give her son a pointed look. What? Akamaru and I were testing out a potential technique. What the hell kind of technique involves pissing on someone? Kiba wasn't the brightest student in the academy, but Naruto knew he had wit, street smarts, and common freaking sense in that small brain of his. Dude, that's gotta be lamest excuse I ever heard, Naruto said. It ain't an excuse. And for the record, Dobe, some of yours are lamer, Kiba shot back. Are not, dog breath. You once told Irika-sensei you missed class because you had your period, Kiba announced. What? Enko and Sim looked at Naruto in disbelief. That was years ago. I was young and didn't know only women have it. A very embarrassed Naruto said and recalled how the class nearly busted a gut because of the lame excuse. The boy really wished he hadn't skipped that portion of sex ed. The class hadn't let him forget about it for nearly a month and a half. At least I didn't piss on a TNI specialist. Naruto's quick thinking had the reaction he wanted and Enko's attention was redirected towards the now paling Inuzuka clan heir. Mom? Little help here would be solid. Enko, don't kill my son. Kiba had a look of relief. Just make sure he learns his lesson, she finished, and Kiba's pale face became 3 times whiter, and then some, as Enko had an oh-so-familiar sadistic grin on her face. Will do. See ya tomorrow, Gaki. With that, the sadistic woman proceeded to drag the feral-looking boy off somewhere to do who knows what to him. Naruto personally didn't want to know what she was going to do. You know Enko's not gonna go easy on him, right? He told her. Pup, I've known Enko longer than you have. The girl's like a second daughter to me. What does that tell you? You're as much a sadist as she is? Got a problem with it? The look she had made him shake his head. Smart pup. Anyhow, as much as I love that thick-headed kid of mine, I learned that it's best if Kiba sometimes learns life lessons through more unorthodox means. It's the only thing that works with him, really. Sim looked at the blonde. Here's what you'll need to take care of Hadamara, and all we need for you to do now is sign some papers of ownership and you're good to go. A good 10 minutes later, agonizing ones based on Kiba's screams for mercy, Naruto and Hadamara promptly left the Inuzuka clan compound and headed home. The boy counted himself lucky that his apartment didn't have a no pets rule, but Naruto knew he'd have to save up some cash to buy a house. According to Tsum, dogs, especially puppies, were very energetic and loved open spaces to get rid of it and unwind. Quest alert! Home sweet home. Main quest: buy a house. Side quest: find out more about owning houses. Main quest completion? EXP? REP with Hadamaru, own a house. Side quest completion, 250 EXP accept? Yes/no, okay? How the hell am I gonna buy a house? Naruto accepted nonetheless, but was curious on not only how he was gonna buy a house in the first place. He was just as curious about the question mark for experience gain, and wondered why no actual number was being shown. Might as well check it out tomorrow, he thought before he and Hadamara entered his apartment. It's not much, but it's home, Naruto told the Ningen pup that proceeded to sniff everything in sight before. Hey, you can't piss on that. He was too late, and the side of chair had piss on it. No! Bad dog. No peeing in the room. Hadamara merely yawned, proceeded to scratch his ear with his hind leg, and then jumped on the bed where he curled up and began to sleep. Naruto's eye merely twitched at the act of defiance. The boy had been informed that while smarter than many other animals, they were still animals nonetheless, and Hadamara was still a puppy, so training him to trust and listen to him was not going to be a walk in the park. Niken were more sentient and intelligent than their mundane counterparts. It was almost like raising a human being. This is gonna take some getting used to. Next day, waking up early on the Sunday with his HP and CP fully recovered, and with a new bunkmate to boot, Naruto performed his morning ritual and tried his best not to wake up Hadamaru in the process. Naruto wanted to make sure his reputation with his Niken went up, not down. Making some breakfast, which was merely boiled rice and cooked eggs, the smell waking and attracting Hadamaru's attention in the process, Naruto ate his meal and gave some of it to the dog as well. And after all that, I only get a lousy plus 20 rep increase with him. Originally it was 25, but the Kamena perk took 5 points off. Looking at the time, Naruto remembered he needed to meet with Enko and Gigi at his office. As prepared to leave, Naruto saw Hadamaru behind him, and from the looks of things the boy guessed the pup was eager to get out of the small apartment. Fine, come on. Naruto didn't bother with a leash, as some told him Niken hated them, even when used for undercover missions and trying pass off as regular dogs. Going into a light jog towards the Hokage Tower to see if the pup could catch up to him, Naruto was surprised to see Hadamaru could. Bringing up the pace and then going into a run, the blonde saw that Hadamaru, while still good, wasn't faring as well and slowed down a bit so the ninja puppy could catch up to him. After the meeting was done, Naruto was going to start training the pup. He still had a good few hours before he was allowed to use his IDC skill and enter the zombie dungeon. At least there the enemies were at a decent level that was close to Hadamaru's, and with his new weapons and ninjutsu Naruto would have no problems facing them. Entering the building, Naruto and Hadamaru made their way up the stairs and entered the waiting room. "Hey, Mariko-nichan." "Naruto-kun," Mariko greeted the boy before Hadamaru jumped on her desk. "No! Bad dog," Naruto chided. "Oh, he's so cute." Mariko began scratching the puppy and the dog was loving every second of it, his hind leg kicking in the air as she gave him a belly rub. "Lousy no forgot little, so how goes the pet training, Gaki?" Anko asked. "Ga! Will you stop that?" Naruto was getting pretty sick of this game. "Nope," she grinned and spotted Hadamaru. "Wow, your dog left you for a woman with magic fingers." Hadamaru began doing yelps of pleasure, and his leg was shaking like crazy. "Can't say I didn't see it coming." "Send them in, Mariko-chan," Hiruzen's voice carried over the intercom. "Hi, Hokage-sama." Mariko motioned them to the door and Naruto grabbed Hadamaru by the scruff of his neck and had him follow him inside the office. "Lousy mutt," Naruto thought. "Take a seat, you two." Hiruzen motioned to the seat but saw that one of them was already occupied. I guess one of you will have to share a seat." "Whose Niken is that?" "Mine." "How do you know Hadamaru's a Niken, Gigi?" Naruto's efforts to get the pup to sit on the floor was proving fruitless, and in the end he merely had the pup lay down on his lap. "I'm not the Hokage for nothing, Naruto-kun," Hiruzen stated as if it was the most obvious thing in the world. "This wouldn't have to do with that D-rank bounty completion I received yesterday, would it?" I thought so," he sighed. "I don't know whether to scold you or congratulate you on completing your first C-rank mission, Naruto-kun," Hiruzen said. "C-rank mission? But the bounty was a D-rank one." Naruto was confused. "The value and rank of bounties and missions varies, Naruto-kun. Eradication or capture of wildlife such as Anabuta is considered a C-rank mission." Truthfully, the boy should have learned more about this at the academy, but the man didn't know if he was to blame it on Naruto skipping out on that lesson or it was due to their current academy spy. "At any rate, congratulations on your newfound companion," Hiruzen chuckled as the Niken pup barked at him. "You'll have your work cut out for you." Hiruzen remembered when he first summoned a very young Enma when the monkey summoned was the prince of the monkeys before he became the clan leader. The arrogant and hot-headed princeling at the time didn't want to cooperate with him when they first met, but over time the two had become the closest of friends and Hiruzen could always rely on the king of the monkeys. Now on to business. First off, I don't need to stress the fact that neither one of you are to reveal the existence of the Abyss Auction House. Both nodded good. Unfortunately, it also means one other thing. Here Hiruzen took out 2 pieces of paper and passed them both to his ninja and ninja-to-be. "Hokage-sama?" The woman was worried. "There's no need to be frightened, Anko. This here is a protection seal that Senju Mito developed at the request of her husband and the Abyss. It's a form of defense so that no one may forcibly extract any information about the Abyss Auction House, unlike the curse seal they develop for those who work for them. However, I cannot stress the ramifications that can occur should either one of you reveal them without my or their authority." Anko breathed more easily and Naruto noticed the woman putting her hand to her neck. "What's that about?" After administering the protection seal, a weird but painless experience in his mind, Naruto had to admit it was pretty cool. "Kinda think of it, that perk of mine said I get more experience and effectiveness from Fuinjutsu." "Hey Gigi, can I learn how to do seals?" Naruto asked. "Oh, Kami-sama," Hiruzen was dreading this. The Uzumaki clan were feared far and wide because of their mastery in Fuinjutsu with good reason. Even at a young age the average Uzumaki had a better grasp and understanding of seals than most others. When it came to Uzumaki prodigies in the art it was a whole other ball game. If Naruto inherited even a drop of talent for that field from either one of his parents, many will start to ask questions. Even the enemy, while Minato was much more powerful than his wife and a prodigy that excelled at everything he did, the woman was still a very strong kunoichi and was the only one that outranked him in terms of Fuinjutsu. She was no Tsunade in terms of power and prowess, but was one of the few kunoichi of her lifetime that many thought had the potential to rival and perhaps be on par with her someday. Naruto's getting stronger but not quickly enough to last against the more powerful ninja. Even after all these years, some still try to find what remains of the Uzumaki clan. Hiruzen had gotten reports from Jiraiya at his Umbu that were sent on special missions to locate any of the remaining Uzumaki clan members and bring them back to Konoha for sanctuary. It was easier said than done, and at times some clan members they had led on were either too elusive to find, their seals he didn't doubt helped them in this, or they were too late, and their bodies were found mutilated by enemy factions to find out their secrets. As it was, Tsunade and Naruto were currently the only ones with Uzumaki blood left in them that was affiliated with Konoha. Hiruzen doubted there was any full-blooded Uzumaki left now. But as much as wanted to protect the boy, Hiruzen knew that short of binding and locking him up, Naruto wouldn't give up on learning something or become a ninja. The boy had inherited his mother's bull-headed stubbornness and his father's never-give-up attitude. It was a dangerous combination in his mind. Although popped into Hiruzen's head, however. While I admire your enthusiasm to learn a skill very few use, I'm afraid I'll have to say no at the moment. Before you interrupt, Hiruzen stopped the blonde as soon as he saw signs of protest. You must know that learning and using seals isn't as simple as it sounds, Naruto-kun. Hiruzen produced a blank scroll. Write your name. Huh! Write your name on this scroll, Naruto. Hiruzen gave the boy some ink and a paintbrush. Not seeing where this was going, Naruto proceeded to do just that as quickly as he could, and Hiruzen merely sighed. This is what I am talking about, Naruto. What? What I do? The boy asked. Fuinjutsu is as a powerful, complicated, and deadly art. It requires a great amount of skill, concentration, dedication, imagination, and absolute precision. Precision? Isn't it just writing down symbols and stuff? The boy got a smack in the head by Anko. Ow. Fuinjutsu is more than just writing symbols and stuff, Gakibaka. Anko shook her head. Anko-chan is right, Naruto-kun. It's much more than merely writing symbol on a blank piece of paper. While I've seen much worse, the way you wrote your name is still very sloppy, I'm afraid. Fuinjutsu is a delicate art. A single mistake, be it an out-of-place character, stroke of the ink, or incompatible symbols, can have disastrous effects. I've seen what happens to inexperienced individuals who meddle in Fuinjutsu only for it to greatly backfire on them. The most occurring theme is them being killed or crippled, or this happening to those around them. I once saw a man try to seal a weapon within his arm. His lack of knowledge and inexperience in Fuinjutsu forced him to give up being a ninja and ruined his life. The man still shuddered at the memory. While it's possible if done properly you can use your imagination if the opposite occurs. Naruto was slightly pale at the prospect. As it now, Naruto, I can't allow you to learn Fuinjutsu. Once your calligraphy is at a very acceptable level, and you're able to focus and not merely rush and get it over and done with, I will consider it. Until then you're forbidden from learning it. Naruto knew whenever Gigi used his absolute authority voice there was no going around it. Quest alert. Calligraphy 101. Main quest. Learn and master the skill Basic Calligraphy. Hidden objective? Main quest completion. Plus 500 REP with Sarutobi Hiruzen. Plus 1100 EXP. Unlock Fuinjutsu skill? Hidden objective? Accept? Yes/no, okay, GG. Naruto knew better to argue at this point with the old man. Very good. Hiruzen released a sigh of relief. He hadn't wanted to do this, but it was for Naruto's own good. He wouldn't deny Naruto using Fuinjutsu, but he needed the boy to be stronger and in a better mindset before he allowed him to take a shot at it. Naruto wasn't like his father where he could learn, master, and sometimes even improve a skill and make it look like child's play. Nor did he have Kushina's raw talent in calligraphy, a fact that shocked many who knew the tomboy. Naruto had to start at the bottom and work his way up. On another note, I have a little proposition for you too, Hiruzen began. Anko, how would you like to take Naruto on as a student? Huh? Was their only intelligent response. Think of it as an experiment of sorts, Hiruzen elaborated. You Naruto are in need of a tune-up, and while I have faith in you, having someone of Anko's skill help you along the way will help get you results. Don't I get a say in this? Anko asked her leader. Come now, Anko. Do you think me blind? I've seen and heard how you associate with Naruto-kun. You obviously care for him, and you've gone out of your way to train and give him advice, he smirked knowingly. Gigi, have you been using your crystal ball again? Naruto asked. His crystal what? Anko asked in confusion. Nothing, he shot Naruto a look that was both pleading and threatening. Just an old trick I showed him when he was younger, that's all. The man thanked Kami that he made Orochimaru or Jiraiya swear not to tell anyone when he found out. Back to the topic at hand, you two. Anko's methods are unorthodox and unique to say the least, the man deadpanned when she said, damn proud of it, and Naruto did the same thing as him. However, from what I've seen based on your academic reports, Naruto, and from what Anko told me, both unorthodox and kinesthetic learning methods actually seem to get better results. Kinest what? Naruto asked. It means you learn better by doing things than by reading them, Gaki, Anko told him. In other words, you have a hell of an easier time physically practicing a technique when showed to you than by learning the theory of it, and not being showed. Oh, I get it, Naruto understood. This is also another reason why I want you teaching him, Anko. You're able to make a lesson or teach Naruto in ways he can actually understand. I don't know, Hokage-sama. I mean, sure, I taught the Gaki a few things, but nothing serious. I mean, if I didn't do anything, the Gaki would most likely get his ass handed to him on a silver platter when he goes up against other ninja. No offense, Gaki, Anko said. None taken, Naruto groused but mentally thought, up yours. Besides, I'm part of Konoha's TNI division. I get a bonus depending on lockup I manage to crack. Because of the low amount of members in some divisions such as TNI, the Hokage had created an incentive for those to join this division, such as base salary, and depending on the information found, a bonus. The salary wasn't as high as those who did field work mission, nowhere near, but it offered a great deal of safety and was very low risk. Anyone could be a ninja, but even then not everyone was cut out for fieldwork. You'll still be able to do that, Anko. But if you do this, you'll also receive a bi-weekly salary of 70,000 ryo for 12 weeks before the graduation ceremony begins in January. If you do this, Hiruzen decided to sweeten the offer. Deal. Anko, for that amount of cash. The woman didn't hesitate to agree, and both she and Naruto signed the contract that Hiruzen took out. Wait, you said the graduation ceremony's in January, Gigi? Naruto asked in disbelief. Yes? Unlike the previous 5 years where the term lasted 10 months, the final year was only 5, as there wasn't much left to teach students in terms of schooling. The final 2 years, generally speaking, were mostly used to up the academy students' physical and weapon capabilities, though a great emphasis on in-class studies was still needed. Things such as previous strategies used, what to expect to happen when in another country, etc. But that means Naruto stopped cold as a hand landed on his shoulder, and that he felt a great chill go up his spine. It means, Gaki, that you and I have 3 months of non-stop fun time together. Her oh-so-familiar sadistic and pain-inducing grin appeared. Even Hiruzen had to admit he was slightly unnerved by the look. Is it too late to reconsider this? Naruto squeaked out as he felt himself being dragged by the cuff of his clothes. That ship sailed and sank into the abyss, Gaki. From this day forth, welcome to Anko's training from hell, she cackled as she left the office. Arf, Hadamaru released a sigh of relief. Oops, almost forgot. Anko popped back in and Hadamaru found himself wrapped around Midori's coils. Thought you were exempt from this, didn't you, Poochie? The grinning sadist merely got a whimper from the small creature, an action that was mimicked and shared by his owner. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Hiruzen was starting to have second doubts. At worst, the woman would break the boy and he'd be left a complete mess. At best, he'd become much more competent ninja. As he began going back to work, another thought occurred. What if she turns him into a miniature version of herself? One Anko was bad enough, another Anko with untold potential inside him. Oh, Kami, what have I done? The man had no idea what potential hell on earth he may have just created. Chapter 8. The Fruit of One's Labors. And that's it for today. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Irika's voice was drowned out by the cheering of loud and excited students who started to leave the room as quickly as possible. Enjoy your free weekends while they last. The moment they became ninja, they'd be working almost all week. Genin had it easier, as they mostly did D-rank missions for the first few months, and depending on the Jonin instructor, the weekends were sometimes left untouched and used for downtime. When a genin started doing C-rank missions or was promoted to the rank of chunin, however, weekends often became workdays. Yada, let's go, Hadamaru. Naruto and his Niken began to speed out of the classroom only for both to be suddenly grabbed. You two aren't going anywhere. Ah man, on a Friday? Naruto whined, not bothering to look behind him. He was used to it by now. Quit your bitchin', Gaki, Anko chided, time waits for no ninja, and proceeded to shun the two out of the classroom. Part of me feels bad he's being trained by Anko while another part can't argue with the results. The academy instructor didn't care much for Anko's methods, from what he heard about them, but slowly Naruto's scores were getting better. As it was, the boy wasn't dead last anymore, still one of the lower-tier students, and if all went well the boy could probably be ranked among the middle-ranked ones before graduation. In terms of theories such as history, math, ninjutsu and genjutsu theory, the boy still had low scores, but had only failed once. It wasn't the greatest, but it was a major improvement compared to how it used to be. Said improvement hadn't gone unnoticed by just him either, as some in the class began to notice, too. In terms of practical academics, Naruto was close to being considering one of the top middle students when it came to taijutsu. He was much better at shuriken and kunijutsu, and could now hit the bullseye when it came to stationary targets, and while not the best, he was one of the better students when it came to hitting moving targets. Many of the students had said he cheated or it was dumb luck, but Iruka knew that he had getter better, and they were simply bitter that the dead last of all people was now better than them. And it's thanks to Anko of all people. The man didn't know Anko personally, merely by reputation, and he had been shocked when Naruto told him she was tutoring him after class. At first he thought it to be one of his pranks. A bad prank on his part, but a prank still. When he had been proven wrong, Iruka didn't know how to feel for him. Him having Hadamaru had come as a shock, as Iruka was one of the better informed about most of the clans in Konoha. Naruto hadn't told them exactly what he did, but Iruka surmised it had to have been pretty important for them to have given him one of their Niken. Though on more than one occasion he had to stop Akamaru and Hadamaru fighting, both were much like their partners and trying to prove who was better. Whatever you're doing, Anko, keep doing it. Iruka had a personal interest in the welfare of all his students. The first time he had tried to see what of training the woman was putting him through, he ended up being chased by a very large constrictor. The man had taken the hint and decided that whatever they were doing was confidential. A few hours later, Gaki's getting better, Anko surveyed her hidden ward. The boy was a little over the 3-minute marker of snake and mouse. Maybe this time he'd get to 4 minutes. Found you. Or not, the boy had been found once more. Ah! A fleeing Naruto screamed as he and Hadamaru tried their best to evade a large, though not as big as her giant self, Midori. Almost 3 weeks had passed since Anko had become Naruto's tutor, and Anko could honestly say she quite enjoyed teaching the blonde Jinchuriki. It was a simple routine they had. Naruto would go to school in the day, and when she wasn't busy she would meet up with him 3 or 4 nights a week. Weekends they had agreed to be downtime, and no teaching was to be done during that period. It didn't mean that he was to slack off though, but he could take things easier. Their training varied. Some nights like tonight they would work on his stealth and physical conditioning, other nights they would work on chakra control and his ninjutsu. When it came to see if Naruto was doing well with the theory and textbook portions of the academy, something neither cared for, Anko would suddenly ask him a question out of the blue that would need to be answered both correctly and within a certain amount of time, or else he'd get a penalty. It went without saying that on the first week the boy had gotten mostly penalties. He was getting better, but it would still take a few more weeks, perhaps a little over a month, before much better results were shown. The boy did better when physically doing things than theory after all. Scatter! Naruto ordered, and both he and Hadamaru went off in separate directions in the hopes that Midori would go after the other. Anko woman cackled as she watched Midori chase after Hadamaru. Naruto was easily much faster than the young pup, and while Hadamaru was from a breed that was known for great stamina, something Naruto told her, the pup could only last for so long before he was caught by the green constrictor. Originally when they both did this, Naruto had saved Hadamaru but only ended up being caught himself. Though noble, it was a stupid move. The training was simple. Hide and evade from Midori as long as possible and use whatever method possible to not get caught. It was basically the same training she had done with him a couple of weeks ago. Though there were a few changes to the quest now, one being the EXP and REP gain had lowered due to repetition and his level, and the second was Midori being more careful around Naruto. As it was, the boy had only managed to last 4 minutes 3 times now, had gotten past the 4.5 marker once, and failed the other times, effectively only earning about 1100 EXP from the snake and mouse, beginners, daily quests they had done. The boy had done much better with Anko's tort training, beginners, but like the other daily quests, the EXP and REP gain had gone down, and Naruto now only a small amount of EXP for completing the total 3 hours, giving him a total of 2100 EXP for doing them. As it was, Anko was going to have to increase the difficulty for that training. The boy was making it look easy now. At least it had caused him to level up and brought up some of his other skills, Anko thought, the action giving a very good boost in stats. Though Anko would admit that even for a ninja, someone who used every dirty trick in the book and then some to win, Naruto's ability was unfair. It allowed him to learn skills and increase his stats in weeks or days in what it would take others months or years unless you were very gifted. Naruto's original plans to go into the zombie dungeon to level up and increase his stats had been put on hold under Anko's orders. The woman stated that she wouldn't allow Naruto to go into any dungeons until he brought up his skills and leveled them up, not the other way around. Going into a dungeon to increase new skills was fine, if they were much lower than you. When it was close to even and they had multiple hordes, it was pretty much bringing trouble to oneself. Plus, the boy had yet to face the boss of that dungeon. The woman had done this for 2 reasons. The boy needed a very good grasp and understanding of the basics. She herself didn't care much for them either, but it would allow him to also use the more advanced stuff in the future, and some like Kawarimi were dead useful in combat. The other was because the next time Naruto went in the zombie dungeon, neither she nor Midori would be going with him, or Hadamaru. The boy was being trained to be a ninja, and that meant he couldn't be coddled or always rely on the help of others. Luckily it was now the case, and the boy was now allowed to go into the dungeons once more to grind and get some goodies. Naruto had whined about not going into them, but when she stated he had a tough time dealing with boars and how it wasn't going to be any better in the higher level dungeons, he relented, albeit reluctantly. The increase in skills and levels would make it not only easier, but his chances of survival would be better too. So far he only lasted through quick thinking and luck, which could only take you so far before it ran out. To prepare him for that, Anko had done what she thought was natural. Assess what he was currently lacking. In this case, his piss per chakra control and his taijutsu. The boy also had various skills, but at the moment they were all over the place in terms of level. While having a bunch of skills was good because it made one unpredictable, it also meant one was wasting time learning skills he didn't need. Luckily, the skills he had were still usable, they just needed a bit of refinement. To rectify his chakra control problem, Anko had Naruto place all of his attribute points he had earned into his WIS to not only better control his chakra but also increase his mental faculties in terms of memory and ability to learn theory. As of 6 days ago, the boy had mastered the leaf concentration practice method skill, and she had recently started teaching him the tree climbing practice skill. It was a very slow process with him when it came to chakra control, especially when the levels kept going up. His basic academy taijutsu, luckily for both of them, had been mastered last week, and he was now learning the intermediate academy taijutsu. Anko had been downright pissed to learn that Naruto needed to master the advanced academy taijutsu in order to learn a different taijutsu style, and that those who were from taijutsu specializing clans such as the Hyuga and Inuzuka, for example, didn't need to. I said it once, I'll say it again, this is a weird as hell ability. The woman looked up from her thoughts to see Naruto had finally been caught by Midori. Nice, Gaki. Another second and you'd have lasted 4.5 minutes this time. Ah, damn it. On one hand, Naruto was happy he didn't fail, on the other hand he was pissed for not having gone past the 4.5 minutes. Midori had brought her game up compared to the first time he did this, and she had threatened Naruto in a very painful manner if he used those chili pepper bombs on her again. Crybaby. She said anything went, for crying out loud. Oh, stop complaining, Gaki. It's TGIF night. Anko cheered but got a blank look from Naruto. Thank God it's Friday? She elaborated and hoped to God he was merely having a slow moment. Oh, right. brain fart, and embarrassed Naruto said much to her relief. Between class and Anko's training, Naruto had been running ragged for the last little while, and it often left him both physically and mentally drained, but it was worth it. Status window. Status window name, Uzumaki Naruto job, the gamer level, 8 next level, 2480/5400 title, Academy student specialization, not applicable HP, 366/1600, CP, 498/2625, STR, 42.5 VIT, 43 DX, 53 INT, 81 WIS, 38.5 LEK, Def 30 perks. Additional plus 3 VIT and plus 5 INT per LV, plus 75 CP per LV, plus 25% additional EXP towards power type fighting style, minus 25% EXP towards chakra control, 40% EXP towards reputation gain. Additional plus 3 VIT and plus 5 INT per LV, plus 50 HP per LV, plus 25% additional EXP towards Fuinjutsu, minus 15% EXP towards chakra control prank king, minus 10% EXP towards reputation gain, plus 15% EXP towards strategy and tactics, plus 15% towards stealth. Additional plus 3 DX per LV beginner zombie slayer, 30% increase attack and defense against undead. Plus 5 stats when facing undead, plus 10% additional drops and EXP from undead status effects, malnourished, hampered physical growth rate, minus 25% to VID, DX, and STR stat base, plus 20% vulnerability to poisons. Description: Uzumaki Naruto's background is shrouded in mystery. Currently an academy student with inspirations to become Hokage, Naruto has a long and difficult journey ahead of him before he can attain his dream. At the moment, Naruto is considered by many as a shoe-in for the title of Dead Last. Money: 41940 Ryo, $4,194. Attribute points: 0. Naruto smirked as he saw his stats. They were much better thanks to Anko's hellish but results showing training. Anko was a slave driver, and the things she had him do was nothing compared to the academy one. Naruto had paled when she told him the training methods during the era of warring states, and during Konoha's founding made hers look like child's play. Even then she was sugar-coating it. He was getting used to it, and the recent level up and stats increase meant he did better than when he started. So what now? Easy, we relax, we go out, we get drunk, get a hangover. Oh, right, you can't do that yet, Anko remembered. Meh, when you get your headband you're getting your first drink on me, Gaki. The moment they got it they were considered adults in the eyes of others and the laws of Hai no Kuni, though many still didn't drink till they were much older. Naruto didn't know if he actually wanted to drink considering how he saw people act, and how they felt the next morning after having too much, but he saw no harm in trying it at least once. But it left him to wonder what he was going to do for the rest of the day. On the off days where Anko couldn't teach him, she still had other duties after all. Naruto had been told to practice both his basic cooking skill, his calligraphy skill. Skill list window, show most recently leveled up. Skill list window, most recently leveled up, passive skills basic blunt weapons mastery. LV 9 next LV 1433/2000. A skill that allows the user to freely handle blunt weapons. Asterisk passively increases the power of blunt weapons by 26%. Asterisk passively increases the striking speed of blunt weapons by 13%. Asterisk passively increases the critical hit rate of blunt weapons by 13%. Basic bladed weapons mastery. LV4. Next LV 268/400. A skill that allows the user to freely handle bladed weapons. Asterisk passively increases the power of bladed weapons by 16%. Asterisk passively increases the striking speed of bladed weapons by 8%. Asterisk passively increases the critical hit rate of bladed weapons by 8%. Body conditioning LV9. Next LV 231/2000. A passive skill in which the user trains their body to enhance both bodily function and physical capabilities. Note: this skill can be lost if the user does not take proper care of themselves, either by lack of training or improper diet, or if they have certain negative status effects. Asterisk promotes healthy growth rate * increases tolerance to illnesses and poisons by 9% * increases moving speed by 9% * passively grants plus 13 str * passively grants plus 13 dx detection skill, LV7. Next LV341/1150. A skill that will allow the user to detect and find others, be they person or creature, in the nearby vicinity. * can sense others from 60 meters away. Plus 17% resistance against stealth attacks passive/active skills tree walking practice, LV. 3 Next LV. 27.8% a more advanced form of basic chakra control. This skill allows the user to better control their chakra and allows them to climb up surfaces using only their feet. Requires good control as too much will blow the person off a surface and too little will make them fall. * can walk up 4/10 of a tree * passively increases your WIS by 10% * 5% less chakra wasted on techniques Intermediate Academy Taijutsu, LV4. Next LV. 147/400. A slightly more advanced form of basic martial arts that teaches one how to kick and punch properly and allows for more accurate and precise strikes. * passively grants plus 7.5 strength * increases STR by 7.5% during combat active skills Katan, Hidama, Fire Release, Fireball D rank. LV. 9 Next LV. 498/2000. CP usage, 26.5, Fire Affinity. This technique creates a small fireball that can both burn flesh and conceal shuriken. Though basic and more or less used to make campfires, this technique is a great stepping stone for learning more complicated Katan ninjutsu. * can create 3 fireballs * does 34 to 46 damage * chances of burning is 29% Katan, Enso Kenjin no Jutsu, Fire Release, Circle Flame Formation Technique C rank. LV. 3 Next LV. 96/250. CP usage, 42, Fire Affinity, per 30 seconds. This technique creates a ring of fire that encircles the user. One of the few defensive fire release techniques that are known. This technique is difficult to maintain control over the flames, thus making it capable of harming the user if not performed properly. * currently provides defensive wall of flames 4.5 feet high * does 40 to 54 damage to those touched by flames * chances of burning is 24% Futon, Repusho, Wind Release, Gale Palm C rank. LV. 8 Next LV. 1129/1550. CP usage, 30.2, Wind Affinity, a simple technique that when the user's hands are clapped together, wind is compressed and transformed into a powerful gale that can easily knock over a human. The true value comes from using it together with projectile weapons like shuriken, increasing their speed, power, and ability to wound or even kill are all increased several times. Shuriken speed and damage increased by 34% chances of knocking others down is 48% does 4 damage to opponent basic calligraphy, LV. 7 Next LV. 769/1150. A basic and non-combative technique that improves one's penmanship and their artistic side. Allows for better drawn pictures, written kanji and designs. Penmanship improved by 17%, writing speed increased by 17%, 17% chance of having no faults in characters drawn. Basic cooking, LV9. Next LV 572/2000. The ability on how to cook meals and how good it turns out. Current level only allows you to make simple meals such as instant ramen, boiled rice, eggs, etc. Hint: some meals can only be made when using a recipe or having watched someone teach you how to cook it. Increases cooking speed by 19%, instant meals aren't affected. Increases the success of creating a new basic level dish by 26%. Increases how well the meal tastes by 9%, instant meals aren't affected. Kawarimi, body replacement LV max. A basic but useful technique nonetheless that allows the user to avoid harm by replacing themselves with other objects. CP usage depends on substitute object size, range, and chakra. Increases evasion by 30% for 15 seconds when activated. Increases speed by 30% for 15 seconds when activated. Asterisk capable of becoming undetectable by others within 10 levels for certain amount of time. Henge, Transformation LV Max. A basic technique that allows one to transform themselves into other objects. Will fool most except those with keen senses and with high-level detection skill. 15 CP usage per minute. Asterisk increases infiltration by 30% when active. Asterisk increases avoidance/undetectability by 30% when active. Asterisk 90% chance of fooling civilians and non-ninja enemies. Asterisk chances of fooling ninja varies. Naruto smirked as he saw his leveled up skills. Though Anko had gone and busted his balls and said that most academy ninja near graduation should already have had skills at that level of proficiency, and then some. But he was grateful nonetheless for her help, still crazy and scary as hell though, he shivered. The boy and Hadamara had a very healthy amount of fear for Anko. The woman had even tried to see how he'd react to interrogation as a test. Anko had gone easy and he didn't do as bad as she thought he would, mostly because of his stubbornness. But either way, Naruto never wanted to be caught by field-based interrogators like Anko anytime soon and had passed on any more interrogation training. Not his style. He preferred the tracking and bringing them down method or up close and personal style. Ah, almost forgot. You're going into the zombie dungeon tomorrow, right? Duh. He'd been storing some of the food he made for that exact purpose, till he found more of those first aid items. Naruto had been wanting to go into a dungeon for quite some time and was eager to give those zombies some payback, and get quite a bit of cash and items out of it too. He was also eager to see how he'd do in the natural dungeons now. Even though he had wanted to go in them, the training and school often left Naruto drained and his chakra reserves were too low by the end of it. He wasn't stupid to go into a dungeon where he'd be easy picking because of that. What type of zombies are in there at the moment? It had been a while since both had gone in. Civilian, mob, and ninja, and those damn cats. A dark look crossed his face at the memory and Hadamara growled as he heard the word cat. Anko wasn't surprised. He remembered considering how obsessed he was about going back in. The boy would not shut up about for the first week before she made him stop. Good, then here's a test to see how good you've gotten. I want you to kill 50 civilian zombies, 50 mob zombies, and 25 ninja zombies. And if you come across the boss of that place, bring me proof. Quest alert. Die zombies, die. Main quest: kill 50 civilian zombies, 50 mob zombies, and 25 ninja zombie. Side quest: kill zombie boss and bring proof of its defeat. Main quest completion: 600 EXP, plus 150 REP with Anko. Side quest completion: 500 EXP, plus 200 REP with Anko. Accept, yes/no, no sweat, was his confident response. Well then, I'm off, Gaki. Don't forget I'm leaving Konoha on Monday, so you're on your own till Wednesday. But if I find out you've been slacking, her grin was all she needed to get her point across. No slacking off, got ya. The sweating boy gave her a thumbs up before she used the body flicker to leave the training field. Naruto found it a tad weird that he could still enter a training field without it turning into a dungeon. Made things easier, but it was still weird. Okay, time, another neat little feature he discovered. A little after 7:40, he noted. Though it was almost November, High no Kuni had relatively short winters, lasting less than 2 months, sometimes it was 3, so unlike most of the countries where it would get dark at around 5 and 6 p.m., Konoha didn't. As such, it was still decently bright out despite the current hour. Glancing at his CP and HP, Naruto confirmed that he wouldn't be able to go into the zombie dungeon tonight if he wanted with how low they were, and Naruto needed to do one more thing before they did. Using the food he made to recover them would be counterproductive, as he would need to use a great deal to recover them. You feel ready for tomorrow, Hado? Naruto looked at his companion and muttered, observe. Status window: name, Hadamara. Job, Niken, Ninja Dog. Level, 6. Next level, 19/3600. Reputation, neutral, 820/1000. Title, Naruto's partner. Specialization, Battle Pet. Niken. Category, Hybrid Guard and Tracking. HP, 78/300. CP, 63/250. STR, 9 VIT, 12 DX. 23 INT, 10 WIS, 7 LEK, 16 Defense, 0 Perks. Ninja Dog, Human Lifespan, ability to mold chakra, potential to speak human language, Kamena lineage, guard dog +1 VID, +1 STR per LV, plus 15% effectiveness and EXP towards biting techniques, minus 20% effectiveness and EXP towards training and reputation? Akita lineage, tracking dog +2 DX per LV, plus 15% effectiveness and EXP towards tracking skill, plus 15% effectiveness and EXP towards stealth, plus 10% towards movement speed during and outside combat, keen senses, plus 15% effectiveness and EXP towards detection skill, ignores henge. Very sensitive to powerful and pungent odors, special perk, gamer's combat pet. A special perk that allows any of your combat pets the ability gamer's body, though they only earn a small amount of attribute points per level that you can allocate. However, this can be lost if you decide you don't want a certain pet or if your pet abandons you. Description: a 2-year-old ninja dog with Kamena blood in his veins. While possessing great potential like his cousin Akamaru, Hadamara, like most Kamena pups, require a good amount of discipline and can be difficult to train, but are fiercely loyal and protective of their owners and partners. Attribute points: 6. That special perk makes things easier. With it, Naruto wouldn't need to constantly invite Hadamaru, as it allowed him to level up on his own. Speaking of which, he wondered where he should allocate Hadamaru's SP. In the end, Naruto decided to allocate them to his STR and VID to give him an edge tomorrow. The puppy merely tilted his head at the strange technique he had and whatever he was talking about. "Oh, right, you don't know what I'm talking about," Naruto chuckled. "Well, you'll find out tomorrow." The thought of the quest got the boy thinking. Normally, killing that many foes would increase his level by 2 or 3, but due to his level being much higher than the zombies at the moment, and the fact that he had Hadamaru, the amount of EXP he'd get from killing them would be very low for him. Naruto had actually discovered a useful tool known as the bestiary, which would list all of those he used observe on along with those he'd fight and defeat. The tools showed what the creatures would drop, their weakness, and the amount of EXP he'd get from defeating them. At the moment, even with his beginner zombie slayer perk, the zombies were in the lower double digits. The civilian zombies would now only give him 11 EXP, the mob 19 and the ninja 27. Hadamaru would get a little higher amount of EXP. With Hadamaru and his leveled skills and decent equipment, Naruto had no doubt this would not really pose that much of a challenge. He was more or less farming during this whole thing. Who cares? Money is money, and the amount I'm killing will still bring me up a level. Enko doesn't need to know, it won't be that hard. He mentally cackled and thanked her lack of knowledge on video games. Plus, with his fire ninjutsu, the zombies would not stand a chance against him. He still lacked in defensive ninjutsu, and later found out from Enko that while Futon, Raiton, and Katon had great offensive techniques, they sorely lacked in defensive ones. Suiton and Doton were a very good mix of defense and offense out of all 5 primary elements, and the boy didn't have an affinity or time to learn them at the moment. Naruto found it ironic that the new scroll he had gotten had been a defensive one, though it was difficult to maintain at times, and like most of the other skills, it didn't level up much outside of combat. With the stuff I want from the auction house being so expensive at the moment, I guess I'll have to rely boss and enemy drops at the moment. Arf. Hadamara had no idea what Naruto meant when he said dungeons, but agreed. Naruto had shown Hadamaru his gamer ability a couple of weeks ago. Who was the dog going to tell? But the young Niken hadn't thought much of it. Naruto had the impression the pup thought it was merely a weird bloodline thing he had that also affected him. So long as it didn't hurt him, Hadamaru wasn't gonna complain, he supposed. Training with the Niken had proved to be an interesting experience. Though frustrating at times, it was interesting nonetheless. Trying to coordinate their attacks and techniques during mock combat had not been easy in the slightest. More than once did they end up accidentally smacking into each other, often leading to a fight between the two that usually ended with Hadamaru biting Naruto's leg and him trying to shake the little pup off. As it was, the boy had a neutral level reputation, and the pup still had a habit of not listening to Naruto at times, Enko calling him Puchigaki. Much to both their annoyance, the two got along well enough, though, despite their on and off bouts. The boy had found out by pure accident during one of the mock battles, to which a pop-up window called Mock Battles / Friendly Spars showed up when it occurred. with Akamaru and Hadamaru that if one's HP or CP reached 0 or if their fatigue reached its maximum threshold during mock battles and training they would only be rendered unconscious instead of dying. Naruto had counted his lucky stars. The boy didn't feel like telling Kiba that his Niken had died. In real life or death situations or battles in dungeons, however, it meant death if all one's HP was gone, pure and simple. The loss of all one's CP, however, resulted in the status effect extreme chakra exhaustion, which could potentially be lethal depending on the situation. A couple of weeks ago during one of these bouts Hadamaru had managed to perform the Tsuga, though Kiba at the time said the pup had a while before it was effective. The stripped Niken had gone and overdone it the first few and had tired himself out. Despite his inexperience with the technique, Kiba had told him most pups his age were only able to pull it off once, maybe twice, on their first try before it became too much. From the look in his eye, Naruto guessed something went off in Kiba. Most likely he didn't want to be outdone by Naruto and a Niken who wouldn't be learning clan techniques. Most pups needed a special Inuzuka clan military rations pill to reduce the rate in which chakra was lost, and give them a boost of chakra at the same time. Naruto would have loved to have some for Hadamaru, but the damn pills were a clan-only item and the recipe and process in making them was highly coveted despite having a friendly level relationship with the clan head and several others. Which meant both Naruto and Hadamaru were on their own and would have to come up with techniques for Hadamaru on the basis of trial and error. It was easier said than done. Might as well go to Tetsu's then to Ichiraku's before we head home, Hadamaru merely whined. The Niken didn't care for ramen all that much and preferred meat. Naruto had cut back on ramen quite a bit, and the times he did visit the Ichiraku's stand he ate less than usual. Tucci jokingly saying that he was going to run him out of business for not eating as much as he used to. Though Naruto felt bad, he wanted to get rid of his malnourished status effect. Fine, we'll go to Yakiniku instead. The grill-it-yourself restaurant was Hadamaru's favorite place to eat, only outdone by Chuji. It wasn't that bad in his mind, but he still preferred Ichiraku ramen. But next time we're going to Ichiraku. Your reputation with Hadamaru has increased by 50. Hadamaru merely yipped happily and headed off towards Tetsu's as fast as he could. Though much quicker than what he used to be, the Niken wasn't as fast as Naruto, and the gamer was able to keep up with his companion. After a brisk 5-minute run, to which Naruto was forced to carry Hadamaru when the fatigue status effect showed up, both Niken and Ninja arrived at Higarashi's Shinobi Arms. Welcome to Higarashi's Shinobi Arms. How can I help? A voice he didn't recognize asked him. Huh? Who are you? He asked. Here for your order, kid. Good timing, we were almost ready to close up shop for the day. Tetsu appeared from behind her. See, you've met my Tenchan. The man had to duck as a kunai was by his head. Damn it, missed, she cursed. You're his daughter? Naruto had no idea how someone like Tetsu, a mountain of a mind, could have such a small offspring. I get that a lot, Tenten muttered and gave him a look over. Academy student, right? How'd you know? No headband, she pointed to his lack of metal headpiece. And you're covered in cuts from shuriken and kunai and bruises from punches. Only a ninja in training or a ninja would have them on them. Unless you like being someone's punching bag, she smirked. Funny, he deadpanned. How long you've been a genin? A few months, Tenten shrugged. Pretty boring at the moment, nothing but D-rank missions and training. Oh god, so much training, her head hit the countertop. Training was good and all, but the insane man that was her sensei more or less took it too far most of the time, and then there was the D-rank missions. I don't envy you newbies when you start doing D-rank. Why? He hesitated to ask. When it happens you'll know. Her tone of voice left much to be desired. Cheer up, Tenchan. Tetsu dodged 2 kunai this time. At least Guy deemed your team ready to take on C-rank missions. Yeah, escorting civilians from here to somewhere else, real fun. Sure, there was the prospect of encountering bandits, but with a powerful taijutsu virtuoso, his Minimi, a Hyuga prodigy, and her ranged proficiency, it wasn't going to be that exciting. Escorting civilians was one of the worst C-rank there was due to being forced to go at a slow pace. When he was younger, Guy told them he once carried a client and ran off at top speed to get it finished earlier. He succeeded, but the client had connections with some of the influential nobles of High no Kuni and almost cost Konoha quite a bit of clientele had the Sandaime not managed to placate them. Right, Tetsu didn't have fond memories of such missions either. Well, here's your order, kid. Thanks, Naruto grinned as he saw the piece of armor. Leather armor, Nikken, uncommon quality armor durability, 35 of 35 leather body armor made from the hides of wild boars. Custom made to be used by Nikken, and the thick leather used for its creation offers a very good amount of protection from fists and basic weaponry such as kunai and shuriken. A minor density seal is etched into the fabric, making it stronger. However, a trade-off for the extra protection makes it a tad heavier. Defense: 10 plus 5 equals 5 bonus stats. Minor density seal, plus 10 defense, plus 1 VIT, minus 10% movement speed. The order of this had cost a pretty real, close to 5,000 really, but Naruto hadn't cared all that much, nor did he care about the sacrifice in speed for defense. It wasn't that bad. The boy cared more about making sure Hadamara didn't get badly injured due to lack of defense. Normally Nikken went without body armor as it impeded their movement, but it wasn't uncommon to see some wearing it. Naruto was just happy that selling the remaining boar hides and thick boar hides he had with the Abyss auction house had gone for a decent amount. The boy had made close to 4,000 ryo in profit after the middleman took their 15% cut. Still have no idea what the zombie ribs are useful for. Naruto was contemplating just throwing them away. Okay, boy, here you go. Naruto strapped the black leather armor to Hadamaru. Hey, not bad. Hadamara, however, merely sniffed at the armor he wore with intrigue. Naruto knew it was a tad heavy, but once he leveled up the Nikken pup's increase in STR, it wouldn't bother him anymore. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Saying their goodbyes to Tetsu and Tenten, both Naruto and Hadamara made their way out of the closing store and headed towards Yakiniku. Hadamara running as fast as he could despite the added weight he wore. Next day, 8:12 a.m., waking up after a good night's rest with both CP and HP restored for Naruto and Hadamaru, the blonde proceeded to do his morning ritual. Gotta love this ability. It made things easier as Hado would be ready and fully recovered as next day thanks to his special perk. After making a decent breakfast, Naruto realized that even with the new recipes he learned, he'd have to upgrade his basic cooking skills soon in order to learn better dishes that recovered more HP and CP. I'll have to check with Ayamichan if she has anything that can help. With the dishes cleaned quickly, thanks to a semi-useless skill he learned weeks ago, Naruto had a quick shower and then began putting on his gear. Several minutes later, the prepared preteen along with Hadamara proceeded towards the alleyway he originally used to enter the dungeon. Checking himself and Hadamara over, Naruto nodded. Alright, everything looks good. It was now or never. Get ready, Hado. Instant dungeon creation. Zombie dungeon. A bright flash enveloped both Naruto and Hadamaru, and in the time it took them to blink they had appeared in the zombie dungeon. Arf. A confused and slightly dazed Hadamara barked at the sudden change of scenery. What was once a normal alleyway and sunny-filled sky replaced by a dark-looking place filled with foreign smells and objects that Hadamara had never seen before. Looking at Naruto, the blonde merely put a comforting hand on the armored Nikken. Don't worry, buddy. Stick with me and you'll be fine. Taking out his bow and twirling it around, while Shikizuje was the better weapon, it wouldn't be wise to use it because of the zombie's tolerance to bladed weaponry despite his ability to now use it. Naruto grabbed his Nikken and jumped to the rooftops. Carefully navigating and keeping to the shadows as best they could, the two spotted an area with a decent amount of zombies. Okay, Hado, watch and learn. While he was confident Hadamara could handle himself, Naruto didn't want to tell Tsum or Anko that Hadamara was killed because he did properly teach the pup. The pup was a pain at times, but he was his friend and companion still. Looking around and using his detection skill in order to make sure none of those damned wailing cats were near, Naruto made his way towards the nearest ones and started things off with Kajikoku, Shadow Strike, which now allowed him to strike two foes at the same time if they were in close proximity to one another. The technique, coupled with his level, improved skills, his beginner zombie slayer perk, and better equipment proved too much for the two undead foes, and they both disappeared into a flash of light. That was easy, he commented before spotting a few zombies making their way towards him. Katon, Hitama no Jutsu, Fire Release, Fireball Technique. 3 small-sized fireballs sailed through the air and impacted with the walking corpses, setting them alight and flailing their arms in the air in an attempt to put out the flames. Their actions proving fruitless, and they soon became no more than ash. Naruto then turned his attention to the other zombies and was about to attack them till he saw a drill-like maneuver soaring through the air and knocking several zombies to the ground or sending them flying. Damn it, Hato! Ever since the pup had gotten better at using Tsuga, he had a habit of using it whenever he could. Whatever, Naruto had wanted the impulsive pup to merely watch, but by the looks of things had gotten tired and wanted some action. Putting it aside for now, Naruto went in and finished off the downed zombies with his bow before proceeding to help his Nikan with the other zombies. By the time he and Hadamaru were finished clearing the current area of zombies, a total of 39 zombies had been killed, with either Naruto or Hadamaru having lost any HP. A lot of cash had been collected from the fallen foes as well. Not bad, Naruto commented, and Hadamaru yipped in agreement. As they prepared to leave, Naruto spotted a familiar figure. "Hey Hato, look, a cat." Whipping his head around and seeing the black feline, Hadamaru began to growl, and Naruto brandished his weapon and the now nervous-looking feline. "Payback's a bitch, kitty," his grin threatening to split his face in two as they ran after the retreating cat. A special Naruto ignored the message and continued after the cat. "Here kitty, kitty, kitty." The action only enticed the feline to run even faster. Hokage's office, 10:03 a.m., Hiruzen muttered under his breath as he finished another pile of paperwork. Kami, did he hate paperwork, and it was a Saturday, for crying out loud. The man had originally thought the problem solved ages ago with Kage Bunshin and thought he'd be left with more free time, but it had been a bust. Clones were basically a carbon copy of the original, down to their very personality, unfortunately. The clones were smart. If the original didn't want to do paperwork, then the clones had no intention of doing the same either, and unlike the real deal, the clones would simply cease to exist on a whim, and he'd be back to square one. Damn stupid things. Hiruzen knew he was technically insulting himself, but the man didn't care when it came to paperwork. "Hokage-sama, Anko is here like you asked," Mariko informed over the intercom, "though I must warn you she has a bit of headache. Probably a hangover," the man sighed. "Send her in." Unlike his student Tsunade, whose tolerance and love of alcohol was as legendary as her terrible luck at gambling, Hiruzen was more of social and respectable drinker. The last time had a hangover, or could recall one, was when Team Tobirama had lost their sensei during the First Shinobi World War, and they mourned the loss of the great man through drinking. Coming into the room and closing which flashed briefly as the privacy seals activated, Anko walked as best she could to one of the chairs and sat down as slowly as she could. The woman groaned. "Had fun last night, Anko-chan," Hiruzen smirked at her obvious discomfort. "I'm never gonna drink again," she groaned some more. That's a lie. The man had lost count of the many times he heard that song and danced through the ninja grapevine. Getting up, the man appeared at her side, placed his hands on her forehead for a good minute, and then removed it. Better? Though the pain was still there, it was more dull than the explosive sensation she originally felt. "Gotta get you to teach me that." Hiruzen didn't doubt she wasn't joking. The technique was one of Tsunade's that he had learned, while not good as her, it got the job done. "Now then, Anko. 3 weeks have passed since Naruto came under your care," Hiruzen began, "aside from the reports I've seen from the academy that show obvious improvement. What's your opinion?" "My opinion?" She thought for a brief moment before answering. "Gaki's no prodigy like the Uchiha. No siree. Takes him a while to grasp some things. But damn if that Gaki ain't full of piss and vinegar. The kid's a sponge at times, always eager to learn new things and get results. Truth be told, the Gaki's better than I gave him credit for, and I'm going to have to take it up a notch." "Would you say he's genin material?" Hiruzen asked. "No doubt about it now," she confirmed. "His go big or go home attitude and stamina, plus my flawless training methods," here she smirked and Hiruzen felt somewhat sorry for Naruto, "made it so he caught up pretty quickly. That gamer ability of his also plays a factor. Depending on what he sets out to do, what would take others long periods of time to accomplish would take him less. Again, it depends though. In terms of power, I wouldn't be surprised if by the time he graduates he's at Chunin level. Hiruzen was honestly impressed. While it wasn't uncommon for some academy students to be at Chunin level in terms of power, it still wasn't a very common occurrence. Back during the early founding of Konoha, it was a very common occurrence, as many children had still gone through intensive training before the era of warring states came to an end. While the academy back then was to teach children to be ninja, Hashirama had confessed it was more about trying to create better relationships with the clans through the younger and more influential generations. Old grudges just didn't disappear overnight after all. Hiruzen himself was one of the few close to being a Jonin-level academy graduate. It had been one of the reasons why Tobirama had picked him to be one of his genin. It honestly made Hiruzen wonder, how far is Uzumaki Naruto able to go? Zombie dungeon, gra! Hadamaru growled as he bit a civilian zombie's leg, ignoring the taste of rotting flesh as best he could. The zombie merely tried to swipe at the Niken but was too slow as Hadamaru let go and tackled the leg instead. The action causing the zombie to fall down on the ground with a thud, where Hadamaru began to rake at its back and bite at its neck. Though not as effective as it would be were the pup a member of the large feline family or an adult dog, it did the trick and the zombie soon turned into particles of light. Nice going, Hado, the pup barked at Naruto's compliment. But while you took your sweet time dealing with him, I took care of those guys. He pointed towards the group particles of slain zombies. Arf. Naruto had feeling he had been insulted but had no way to prove it. Kami, I hope he learns how to speak my language. Unlike the Inuzuka who could understand dog speech, Naruto had no hope of it happening to him and prayed that Hadamaru learned how to speak like a human. At this point he was more or less guessing what Hadamaru was saying at times. Anyway, good haul, boy? Arf, Naruto knew the pup agreed with him, and they proceeded to collect their spoils, followed by Naruto then placing them into his inventory box. Okay, let's see. Quest status. Civilian zombies slain, 50-50, mob zombies slain, 3850, ninja zombies slain, November 25th, total slain, 99. Thought it'd be more than that, the boy shrugged. Wanna take a quick break? They'd been going at it for a little over an hour, doing a combination of killing zombies and looking for loot in the buildings, and while Naruto wasn't really tired, Hadamaru didn't have his stamina yet. Naruto had found the armor he got for him to be a wise investment, as a couple of times a few zombies got in some decent blows. But the pup had proven to be persistent. Arf. Break it is. He and Hadamaru entered a building they recently emptied and entered a room on the second floor with a window large enough for them to use as an escape route in the event a horde of zombies somehow managed to come in. This is the life. Naruto leaned back against the wall while Hadamaru was eating a few pieces of roasted boar meat. Training with Anko was good and all, but the moment he gained this ability and started doing dungeons, he was hooked. The 3 weeks of not doing them had been torture, and Naruto was getting his fix. The boy wondered what the other dungeons would have to offer him in terms of rewards and challenge. Casting a quick glance at Hadamaru with observe, the boy was happy to see that he was close to leveling up. He'd have to allocate those attribute points when they got out. Looking at his own status window, Naruto smirked when saw he wasn't too far off either, and his beginner zombie slayer had been upgraded to apprentice zombie slayer. Doesn't get any better than this, Hadamaru, he told his companion. With the amount of money and items they were finding, and with the Abyss auction house's help, Naruto was feeling confident that they could probably own a small but decent house in a few months, and everything went well. The apartment was great, and all but small. A small house would offer them more space and better freedom. Ready to head back out? The sooner they got back to killing zombies, the sooner they came to finishing this quest and getting better stuff. Dusting himself off, Naruto spotted a zombie walking aimlessly on the streets from his window. Using a quick hitama on it that soon reduced it to ash, Naruto was unprepared for the pop-up window to appear. Boss battle requirements now complete. Naruto had no idea what to think of and was distracted when he saw quite a large amount of zombies amassing outside the building. The hell? One by one the zombies began to pile up onto one another, an act that Naruto found strange before the bodies seemingly liquefied into a grayish matter that bubbled and churned. As more zombies appeared and began liquefying, the mass grew bigger and bigger till it began to form a large bald humanoid head. Soon a pair of long gray arms were formed, followed by a torso and then legs until the mass of zombies disappeared and was replaced by a giant naked being that was as tall as the buildings. Oh crap! Observe, Naruto muttered on the being. Boss, Legion Zombie, LV, 20 HP 3500 CP STR? VIT 120 DX, 10 INT, 3 WIS, 0 LUK 0, you're dead, your luck sucks. Defense, 30 perks, undead, ignore pain, 50% less damage taken by sharp objects and taijutsu, LUK, WIS and CP are non-existent, extremely low INT allows you to act only on instincts, 30% increased damage by blunt objects and fire-based techniques cannibal. 9% HP regen per 5 seconds outside of combat when eating own kind, 3% HP regen per 5 seconds during combat when eating own kind. Undead Conglomerate, incredible body size and STR, plus 500 HP, plus 25 defense description. Whenever zombies of the dungeon feel threatened due to mass hunting, they met at a nearby location in mass and merge into this unholy 25-foot-tall creature. The result is creating a conglomerate of hundreds of zombies, hence the name Legion. Unlike regular zombies, this abomination has slight intelligence thanks to the collective minds of those used to birth it, but even then it's not that impressive. Its huge body grants it an enormous amount of strength and health, allowing it to smash buildings with relative ease, and crush its foes with minimum blows. However, its large intimating size is also its greatest weakness, as it makes it an easy target to strike and it cannot move very fast. EXP earn, 4000 EXP drops? Though worried, both for his sake and Hadamaru's, the pup would have to sit this fight out. Naruto smirked at prospect of facing a challenging foe. Bring it on. Omake, How I Met Your Mother. Fine, we'll go to Yakiniku instead. The grill-it-yourself restaurant was Hadamaru's favorite place to eat, only outdone by Chuji. It wasn't that bad in his mind, but he still preferred Ichiraku ramen. But next time we're going to Ichiraku. Naruto's eye began twitching as Hadamaru merely ignored him and ran towards his favorite eatery. Damn, stubborn mutt. Looks like they'd be hitting Tetsu's place tomorrow instead. As he rounded the corner to catch up with his Nikin, Naruto had little time to react before he crashed into someone. Ag. Eep. Both Naruto and the person he crashed into were sent tumbling to the ground in a heap of tangled limbs and body parts. Hinata? And Naruto-kun? A bright red Hyuga heiress blushed at how close she was to her crush and inspiration, and tried her best not to faint. Arf. Both academy students looked to see a tail wagging Hadamaru merely staring at them. Naruto even thought he was laughing at his situation. Why you? Naruto got up before he felt something being crushed beneath his foot. Huh! My cinnamon buns! Hinata's eyes began to water a tad. Oh crap, Naruto was worried. Hinata was actually one of the nicer, if not slightly weird at times, students in the academy. She didn't make fun of him for being the dead last, nor did she fawn over Sasuke team according to observe. Though most of the time he saw her, Hinata was all red and flustered, probably some sickness she has. But Naruto had seen what happened to those who tried to steal or eat her cinnamon buns without her say-so. Naruto had only come across it by chance, but the boy wouldn't forget seeing the girl's personality do a 180 and go from a kind and well-mannered girl into an angry and sadistic revenge-seeking kunoichi, if only temporarily. Before she came to her senses and began to apologize to them. Even then they were left frightened by the girl, and some of the victims were forced to limp home. And just because she tapped them in certain spots. Seeing her eyes darken a bit, Naruto got scarred and tried to thinking of something fast. Oh, Naruto-kun, the boy turned towards her and found himself thrown into an alley. Ow! He groaned. Naruto-kun, the heiress called out. Her face, once sweet and innocent, now sported a demonic expression. Hinata wants a word with you. The way she advanced towards him had the terrified boy sweating buckets. Oh sweet Kami-sama, help me. Naruto tried to get up but found himself unable to use his legs. What the hell? Seeing his body betraying him at the moment, the boy looked to his Niken for help but saw nothing. Traitor! The damn mutt had left him all high and dry. Though he honestly could not blame him. Kukukuku, vengeful Hinata laughed as she was now face to face with him. Any last words, Naruto-kun? Oh, how I buy you a new batch, he hoped to appease the heiress. Your reputation with Hinata has increased by 250. Your luck has held out, and you've avoided vengeful Hinata's wrath. Oh, thank you, Kami, he thought as Hinata turned back to normal, a look of confusion crossing her face. Ano, what happened? She asked before realizing how close she was to Naruto. Eep. She fainted backwards. I don't know what just happened, but I'll take normal Hinata any day of the week, Naruto thought out loud. Years later, what happened? Naruto asked his wife, a much large and intimidating Hadamaru beside her. Hime-chan inherited my vengeful side. Naruto paled as he realized what she was referring to. Oh crap. It's worse than you think. Naruto dusted himself off now that his ability to move had returned. You mean your mother's temper? Hinata had found out all about her through Naruto and stories from those who knew her. That and Anko's been teaching her a few things. The Hyuga's eyes widened. Oh dear, Hinata was even more worried now. Oh, Niken! A teasing and frightening voice was heard. Hima wants to play with you. Both parents shivered at the tone. No child that young should be that scary in their minds. I found you. Help. Boruto was screwed. Chapter 9. Good Times. As he stared out onto the streets that held the large behemoth of gray undead, Naruto found himself fortunate that the boss of this world wasn't the smartest of beings and was merely walking around in a daze. He didn't doubt it was looking for him, but knew it had no idea where he was and took this opportunity to plan. Smash! Okay, that thing's STR is too damn high to fight head-on at the moment, as evident by it destroying and caving in one of the building's roofs and floors with relatively ease. Naruto knew that a solid blow from that thing would most likely take a ton of HP away from him, and that was with him blocking it. Once he leveled up a few times and bought better gear, he'd give that method a shot and take it from there. He didn't want to chance it at the moment. Using Futon, Repusho, Wind Release, Violent Gale Palm, in conjunction with his kunai and shuriken was also a bust because it was very tolerant to bladed weapons. This meant he'd have to combine it with Katon, Hitama, Fire Release, Fireball. Its weakness to fire-based techniques plus its slow speed and enormous size made it an easy target. Hit and run tactics it is then, Naruto muttered. Okay, Hato, I need you too. Hato? Arf. Whipping his head around so fast that one would assume he'd suffer from whiplash, Naruto's eyes bulged out of his head as he saw his Niken barking at the boss. You stupid goddamn mutt! The situation has only made worse when the giant zombie spotted the little Niken. It cocked its head in a confused, or dull, manner but proceeded to make his way towards it anyway. Oh hell no! Leaping into action just as it began raising its arm, Naruto blurred through the hand seals for Hitama, launched the 3 fireballs and quickly followed up with a Repusho. With its bulky frame, all 3 enhanced fireballs struck home on its head and torso. The action caused it to stumble backwards as the burning status effect took hold. Naruto proceeded to make his way towards Hadamaru so they could retreat, only for the Niken pup to use Tsuga on the boss leg. Its flailing around because of the fire along with the drill-like attack forced the leg to slip out from under him, effectively making the boss lose its balance in the process, along with some HP, and come tumbling down. That's convenient, Naruto thought, the boss having already lost a little over 300 of its HP in less than a minute. With the zombie down, Naruto took advantage of its current state by unleashing as many Katon, Hitama as he could on the creature. When the beast finally got up, it had lost a little over 1000 of its HP. Naruto had to admit he was expecting more for something with such a high level. Is this the best you can do? He shouted at the behemoth. Grrrr arg. He'd soon regret those words as the dungeon boss bellowed out loud, forcing both Naruto and Hadamaru to cover their ears as much as possible before it began retreating. The Legion zombie has called for help. Defeat the horde of ninja zombies within 5 minutes to prevent it from regaining its lost HP. Oops, a sheepish Naruto chuckled nervously. Hadamaru merely glared at his partner, his face saying, "You had to ask, didn't you?" As the first ninja zombies appeared within range, Naruto decided to let them get as close as possible before striking. Katon, Enso Kenjin no Jutsu, Fire Release, Circle Flame Formation Technique. A wall of deadly red-hot flames encircled both Naruto and Hadamaru. The zombies too close to them were reduced to ash within seconds. Those behind them merely fell victim to their flailing, flame-covered comrades before they too were set alight. After a minute, Naruto released the technique, his concentration starting to wane because of his lack of practice and, while improved, still low chakra control. The fact that he noticed the zombies weren't coming at him anymore also played a factor. Naruto and Hadamaro then began to go at the zombies, striking them, biting and raking them in Hadamaru's case, sending them to the ground, and beating them senseless until they vanished into particles of light. By the time they were almost done, Naruto was pretty sure they had finished killing the required ninja zombies for Anko's quest. "We aware!" The sound of the wailing cat rang in their ears and both Naruto and Hadamaru were left dazed. The ninja and Niken soon found themselves struck by some ninja zombies that sent them tumbling. One of them still holding on to Naruto and biting at his arm. "Fuck off!" Naruto punched at it but suddenly found his other arm being bitten by another ninja zombie. "I'm gonna fucking kill that cat," he cursed darkly and knew he was currently being affected by the impaired senses status effect. The blonde felt stupid for being caught off guard. Had Anko been here, she'd tear him a new one for being caught so easily. Good thing she's not gonna find out. Arf. Hadamaro was sent skidding and Naruto saw he was dealing with two zombie ninja that sped towards him. Having enough of this, Naruto summoned as much strength as possible and threw off one of the zombies. With one arm free, the boy proceeded to rain down blows on the other until it disappeared. Spotting the zombies that neared his partner, Naruto used Repusho on their backs and sent them tumbling into a wall, their necks twisting at an unnatural angle upon contact with the burning building. The blonde, however, was forced to duck as Hadamaro launched himself at him, and saw him gnawing at the throat of the ninja zombie he threw off. Sweeping its legs, Naruto used the momentum to bring his staff down upon its head, crushing it like a melon. With so few zombies near them, Naruto used detection to try and locate the wailing cat but became frustrated when he couldn't find the thrice-damned feline. "Gonna need to keep our guards up, Hado," Naruto informed his Niken. The boy was still pissed at the pup's lack of thinking for rushing in like this, but getting him pissed off wasn't going to help the situation. As they finished off the last of the zombies, and with plenty of time to spare, Naruto and Hadamaro were greeted once more with the sight of the boss landing into the street. Not only did the suddenness of it all throw him off, but the proximity in which it happened knocked Naruto and Hadamaro off balance. When its large hand reached out to crush him, Naruto grabbed Hadamaro and switched both himself and the pup with a large broken piece of concrete from the building it destroyed earlier. However, his inexperience in using a side-along Kawarimi was something much heavier, while still the same size as him, and very far away took a very good chunk out of his chakra. Kawarimi was one of the most basic of jutsu and was ranked as an E-rank technique because of the simple concept and easy-to-use method, but Anko had informed him about the technique being somewhat misleading. Anko had compared it to the summoning technique. The amount of chakra used depended on the size and distance of the object being substituted with. More commonly it was with a log, other wooden object, or something of similar build because they were lightweight, smaller, and allowed them to fool and place exploding tags on them as a sneak attack. Stone structures weren't really used as they were heavier and required more chakra for one to switch with. Those with a large amount of CP did it because they could afford to, but even then it was somewhat impractical. Luckily, Naruto had CP to spare, but the boy would have to avoid using Kawarimi like that if he was to make sure he had enough to use against the Legion zombie. Hiding in the ruins of the building it destroyed, part of it being still intact, and allowed them to remain hidden from the boss line of sight, Naruto looked at Hadamaro. "Hado, stay here," he ordered, and the pup looked angry and ready to disobey him. "Listen to me." His voice serious, but not too loud to draw the boss' attention, and his body displaying a no-nonsense authority. "That thing will crush you, almost did. If it wasn't for me you'd be dead because of your dumbass stunt," he chided the now downtrodden-looking pup. "I know you want to show your stuff, Hado, but I need you to stay out of danger." The Ninken's face showed that while he didn't like it, still he looked somewhat placated. "If you spot any of those cats nearby, I want you to tsuga them a new asshole." The image was a bit unsettling, but it seemed to work. "But don't do it if it's gonna get you in more trouble. Got it?" "Arf," Hadamaro agreed. He didn't like it, but at least he'd still be useful. "Good boy," he patted the Ninken's head. Looking back out the opening, Naruto spotted the Legion zombies back facing towards him. While he knew it was a risky move, Naruto used Shadow Strike and took a good deal of its HP. "Over here, ugly!" Naruto shouted at the being. Naruto distanced himself as quickly as he could as the boss brought its arms up and pounded the earth where he once stood. The terrain buckling and caving in, spiderweb crack marks began to form and pieces of nearby buildings collapsed or fell onto the streets. Getting an idea, one he hoped would work, Naruto launched a few katan, hit him at the boss' legs, getting a roar of pain for his efforts, and proceed to run inside a building. When the pain subsided seconds later for the boss, he made his way towards the building of the one who caused its suffering and proceeded to smash it to bits. First came the roof, followed by the second floor, and then the main floor. Once its work was done, the boss hunched over and began to search for him. Its search would prove to be futile, and the boss had little time to react as it felt the sting from the fireball's lick at its exposed flesh. Ryokuboku, Power Strike! It had even less time to react as it felt a strong blow to the back of its head, and it fell face first into the destroyed building due to its loss of balance. Grinning, Naruto held up a hand seal and saw several seal tags placed onto the rocks lit up before they exploded in a shower of flames and stone shrapnel. Naruto had thought himself lucky that some of the ninja zombies dropped some. Even if it was considered rare drops and low-grade exploding tags that only did 65 to 80 HP damage per tag. As the smoke-covered giant rose up, Naruto prepared to use Hidama once more but was caught off guard when he spotted it holding up a very large slab of stone. Judging by its appearance, and the square-like holes in its side, Naruto haphazard a guess it was the building's former wall. Oh shit, the blonde realized exactly what it intended to do with and ran as quickly as possible. With remarkable strength, though relatively easy for it, the giant threw the stone structure at him with precise accuracy, flipping through the air, over and under, until finally it crashed onto the ground near the blonde ninja to be. While he managed to evade being crushed at the last second, the close impact and large flying debris still struck home and sent him flying into a nearby wall. The impact taking about 500 of his HP and left him greatly stunned. The momentarily impaired boy was left motionless long enough for the angry zombie to close the distance between them. Still stunned and unable to move, Naruto could only watch helplessly as it cocked back its arm, ready to launch its fist with the intent to crush him, bones and muscle, once and for all. With Anko and Hiruzen, while Naruto was in the zombie dungeon, Anko and Hiruzen continued discussing about the resident Jinchuriki. "If what you say is true, Anko, then I'm going to need to make some alterations." Essentially, it meant more paperwork for him to do. The man known as the Sandaime Kami no Shinobi, third god of ninja, mentally groaned. Even with him no longer him causing trouble, that he heard of, his surrogate grandson was giving him more work to do. Damn it, Minato, part of Hiruzen still thought he should have perished and sacrificed his life. He lived a very long life, and Minato was just starting his. At least then he'd be rid of paperwork and, more importantly, reunited with friends and loved ones. People such as his late wife Biwako, his father, the legendary Sarutobi Sasuke, his teachers, even greater legendary ninja, Hashirama and Tobirama, and friends such as Uchiha Kagami and Akimichi Torifu. The latter two having perished during the Kyuubi no Yoko incident. Yeah, the Gaki's been known to do that from what I heard. Even before teaching him, Anko had often heard about Naruto's actions forcing others to make changes. If there's one I've learned, it's that you can count on the Gaki doing unpredictable yet somehow effective planning on the fly. True, too true, Hiruzen had lost count of the many pranked chunin that chased after the boy over the years. Some had caught him, while most had been led on a wild goose chase or lost track of Naruto because of the boy's unpredictable and unorthodox tactics. A trait he and his mother share. The man honestly couldn't tell if such a thing was good or bad. "I must say, Anko, you've done a remarkable job with Naruto." His praise made the young Tokubetsu Jonin smirk. He was being honest too. In a few weeks, coupled with his unique ability, she had managed to bring Naruto back up to speed. What would happen next, he couldn't help but wonder what was going to happen. "Thanks, Hokage-sama. Though I haven't just been training the Gaki. Hell, I know something about that even the Gaki doesn't know, and I managed to pull it right underneath his very nose," She grinned and found it ironic that she managed to pull a fast one under the resident prankster. Oh? He was intrigued. Do tell. Most of the time I spent training the Gaki, I had Midori train that run of a mutt of his. Enko had no idea how to train dogs despite being around them fairly often. Puchigaki will instinctively know a few clan techniques, but without a partner that knows them too, they aren't going to be as effective. Hiruzen nodded. Sakumo himself had to come up with some techniques for his Niken as well when he received them. Kakashi himself had come up with a few as well during his time in Umbu, and with deadly effect. So Midori taught the pup a few things such as dodging, tracking, how to better sense chakra with its senses. Here she sighed. That damn mutt is stubborn though. It's basically the Gaki's Niken equivalent. Much like your Naruto's female equivalent, he mentally added. I can image it made teaching him somewhat difficult. Midori's not one to bitch, but yeah, she acknowledged. However, just like the Gaki, that mutt's got spunk in him. Aside from learning how to properly use the Tsuga, Midori actually managed to teach him another thing. And what would that be exactly? Enko merely grinned. Zombie Dungeon. As the giant zombie threw its arm at him, Naruto saw a shadow barrel into the undead boss back. The unexpected move coupled with its size threw off its aim way off and had the zombie screaming in pain as something large bit into its neck and set it aflame. As the daze that impaired his movement finally subsided, Naruto not only ran out of there to avoid being crushed but finally saw what was attacking his would-be killer. Hato? He couldn't believe what he was seeing. Grerf. Where there was once a small puppy was now a very large horse-sized dog that was tearing into the pale gray-skinned being's neck. The dog's mouth had very sharp fangs, its two canine teeth were now like miniature sabers wreathed in flames, its paws having wicked claws that held on tight and ripped and scratched deeply into the beast's hide. Blood poured from the wounds like a miniature faucet. Not one to look into a gift horse's mouth, Naruto decided it was high time to end this once and for all. The zombie was weak to fire, but his techniques were low rank and could only do so much damage to it. Thinking as quickly as possible, a thought popped in his mind. At the moment it was worth a shot. Naruto had no intention of prolonging this fight anymore, and had no intention of seeing it flee and have to face another zombie horde. The boy didn't want to chance his former predicament from happening again. Concentrating to the best of his ability, which proved strenuous, Naruto began channeling and molding as much chakra as he could into his lungs. Slowly he made the chakra churn and spin, slowly at first until it began to pick up speed. While this was happening, Hadamara's actions of tearing into the boss began to subside considerably. Before long the large dog kicked off the creature and landed on a roof. The strong beast soon found himself transforming back into his smaller, weaker self and slumped to the ground exhausted. The act of transforming himself into a large, more powerful adult version of himself had been taught by Midori, and the pup had only just managed to get it down to use it. Sadly, the technique proved to be still too much for him to maintain, and was basically a last resort sort of technique. The amount of chakra used to maintain it was incredible, and as of right now the Niken could only use it for about a minute before being forced to revert back. Unfortunately, for the boss it was all that was needed before its fate was sealed. As the seconds went by, though he swore it felt more like minutes instead, Naruto was being pushed to his limits. The strain of quickly molding and condensing this much chakra like this was foreign, and Naruto didn't know how much longer he could maintain it. Ultimately the decision was made for him as the boss looked about ready to destroy the building Hadamara landed on. Now or never, feeling as ready as he was ever going to be, Naruto unleashed his attack at the boss. Katan, Rasen Hon no Jutsu, Fire Release, Spiraling Phoenix Flame Technique. From the boy's mouth shot forth a stream of red-hot flames that took on the form of a majestic bird. The bird of flames rocketed through the air in a manner similar to Hadamaru's Tsuga. The technique subsequently speared the zombie's back and piercing out the chest, its mouth wide in pain but not a sound came out of it. Seconds later its entire body was set on fire, the legion zombie flailing around before it turned to ash, effectively ending its life. Naruto, drenched in his own sweat, huffed and fell to his knees, the powerful technique taking quite a bit out of him. But damn did it get the job done. Your level has gone up by 1. Your Katan, Hidama has gone up by 1. Your basic blunt weapon mastery has gone up by 1. Your Ryokuboku has gone up by 2. Your Futon, Repusho has gone up by 1. Your Katon, Enso Kenjin has gone up by 1. A special skill has been created through a special act. By molding and building your chakra in a drilling manner, you created Katon, Rasenhon no Jutsu. Katon, Rasenhon no Jutsu, Fire Release, Spiraling Phoenix Flame Technique, A rank. LV, 1 next LV, 0%. CP usage, 500, 450, Fire Affinity. This powerful technique creates a drill of red-hot flames that can pierce through virtually anything it comes in contact with in seconds. Being directly struck by this technique is almost guaranteed to be a one-hit kill for some. Despite its immense lethality, this technique takes a while to build up the necessary chakra and uses up a large amount of chakra to use, leaving the user vulnerable and defenseless. The technique can also be easily dodged by someone quick enough, making it ineffective against nimble individuals, and is best used only if hitting someone is guaranteed. Does 700 to 900 damage, 770 to 990 damage, Fire Affinity. Chances of burning is 100%. Ignores enemy armor defense. Chance of causing instant kill if directly hit. 15-second molding and rotation time. 1 additional 10-second rotation time possible. Causes additional damage, but leaves user wide open. Naruto merely grinned at the gain of a powerful technique. The amount of time it would take to mold and prepare it was terrible, however, and Naruto would have to come up with a way to shorten it. Powerful as it was, it left him wide open for his opponents to strike him, and Naruto was not too fond of that. A defenseless ninja was basically a dead one, as Anko said. "Hey, Hato! You alright?" he huffed. Even talking at the moment took some effort. "Arf," he was greeted with a tired reply. "Good to hear, Hato." Good to hear. Naruto really owed his Niken one for saving his ass. Had he not, Naruto was pretty sure he'd either be dead or have a pretty bad injury that would force him to be hospitalized for the next little while. Resting for as long as possible, Naruto soon felt himself able to stand without the world spinning around him. Getting Hato and making sure he was alright. Naruto breathed much easier, as while the Niken used up a large amount of CP, was luckily only tired out and not suffering from chakra exhaustion. Part of the reason being thanks to him leveling up, as like Naruto it restored a portion of his HP and CP in the process. "Too bad it doesn't restore it all like some video games," Naruto commented. Going back down to where the Legion zombie fell, Naruto proceeded to look over the loot. Holy shit! He couldn't believe what he was seeing. Before him was a whopping 30,000 Ryo. Being a boss and a high-level one at that, Naruto wasn't surprised it would be high, but even then he wasn't prepared for it. Beside it were bottles with green liquid in them and a scroll. Okay, what else we got here? Low-grade recovery potion, rare quality, status effect, recovery item description, an item that instantly heals 500 HP. Though it is called a potion, in truth is actually liquid medical chakra mixed with various unknown herbs. The purpose of its creation was to instantly heal the wounds of an individual, but it cannot cure illnesses, fatigue, or energy levels. The creation of this potion and its improvements were thought to be a mere myth or fabrication, as few of them were ever created or seen. Has a bitter taste. Gotta look this up later, Naruto thought before storing all 3 bottles. They'd come in handy if he was ever in a bind. The first aid item did something similar, but wasn't all that convenient when he was fighting someone. Next. Ninpo, Gariki, Ninja Art, Hard Strength, B rank. LV, 1 next LV, 0/75. CP usage, 150 per 10 minutes. This technique greatly strengthens the user's muscles, allowing them to hit harder, lift heavier objects, and throw objects even further and with deadlier force. Increases STR by 30 for 10 minutes. Taijutsu and Bukijutsu damage increased by 30%. Naruto's eyes widened at the find and immediately learned the technique, ignoring the evaporating scroll. Knowing this technique was great because he could use it for various purposes and catch others off guard with his newfound strength. They won't know what hit them, he grinned. The next item wasn't really useful, or appealing to look at for that matter. It was a giant eyeball. Ugh, must be the proof I need to give Anko. Sure enough, the moment he touched it and used observe was his guess correct, and the item turned out to be what he thought it would be. Oh man, this is nasty. The globular object was slimy to the touch, and not all that pleasant to smell either. Part of him wondered what the hell she was going to do with it. Knowing Anko, he didn't doubt it would probably be gruesome. Even just thinking about the possibilities made him want to gag. Quest status. He said to get his mind off the subject. Civilian zombies slain, 50-50. Mob zombies slain, 39-50. Ninja zombies slain, 31/25. Total, 114. Shrugging, despite after all that happened and they still weren't done, Naruto and Hadamaru went inside a nearby building and rested for a little while. With his low health, Naruto decided to test out one of the low-grade recovery potions by giving it to Hadamaru. After a bit of coaxing, the pup drank the liquid despite its taste, and Naruto soon saw all of the cuts and scrapes Hadamaru had glow before they began disappearing. But Hadamaru was still tired, and Naruto remembered the description saying it didn't restore chakra or do something about fatigue. The boy would have to see if anything could be done about that. Hopefully there was a technique that allowed him to share or restore chakra to another somehow. Naruto himself was still a bit tired if he was honest. His new katan technique coupled with the hour he had been here trying to level up some of his other techniques, along with him using a lot of chakra-consuming techniques during the fight, had begun to tire him out. Oh, Naruto was confident he could probably still go on for a couple of hours before the fatigue status effect began to affect him. Assuming he didn't really use some of his techniques, that is, taking out some food, as it would bring down his fatigue levels, Naruto began to munch on a piece of roasted boar meat and savored the taste. Hearing a whine beside him, Naruto took out another roasted boar meat and gave it to Hadamaru, who began to ravage the piece of pork. Both Ninja and Niken ate in relative silence, merely relaxing and enjoying each other's company before they got back to it. Sometime later, Naruto and Hadamaru shook their heads as they reappeared in Konoha. Hopefully we get used to that, Naruto muttered. The blonde didn't care for the sensation but had every intention of going back in and milking the zombie dungeon for all that it was worth. It was more so about farming, as Naruto didn't doubt that once he leveled up again the lower rank zombies wouldn't give him EXP anymore. Heck, the civilian zombies he encountered didn't even give him EXP anymore. Even the EXP from the boss wouldn't be as high any longer, and with the EXP required to level increasing as well, it would more of a hassle to enter the dungeon. He'd get drop loot, which was good, but there was only so much one could do in a dungeon such as this until it became stagnant and no longer useful. Especially when better dungeons were discovered. Time, the numbers 11 verse 21 formed above his head. A good portion of the day had already passed. At the moment Naruto didn't feel like going into another dungeon. I'll go in one later tonight. At the moment the boy merely wanted to relax, take it easy, and enjoy his Saturday with his Niken. Hell, I might even take a nap later. The action would restore a bit of HP and CP amongst others thing, and the boy could not recall the last time he took one. While the boy wanted to get the EXP from Anko's mission, he was in no rush. Glancing at the other quests he had, Naruto decided to take a look into that house quest to see what the price was at. He put it off for some time. Now was as good a time as any. Walking through the streets of Konoha, Naruto ignored the glares some sent his way, having to stop Hadamaru from barking at those who did. The boy often wondered why they would do it. Sure, he had pulled some pranks on a few of them, but even before he started doing that they still gave him looks. Not letting it bother him, Naruto continued on his way until it dawned on him. I have no idea where hell I'm going, he realized. Hadamaru's face planted at his partner's lack of forethought. Arf. The Niken growled at his stupidity. Yeah, I know, Naruto said, might as well go and see, GG. Having a destination now, Hadamaru took off like a shot towards the Hokage Tower with Naruto following right behind him. Bobbing and weaving through the crowd of civilian merchants and ninja, it took the two approximately 3 minutes to reach their destination. Hey, Mariko Nique Irika-sensei? The Chunin instructor looked up from his paperwork. Oh, hello, Naruto, he greeted. What are you doing here? Could ask you the same thing. Where's Mariko Nichin? Naruto asked. The man chuckled. With the amount of time Naruto spent here, he wasn't surprised he and the secretary were close, off visiting family. I fill in for her from time to time, he told his student. Oh, made sense when he thought about it. His next question was answered before he even asked it. If you're wanting to see Hokage-sama, I'm afraid he's going to be busy for the next couple of hours, Naruto. He's in a very important meeting at the moment, and it just started. Damn, there went that idea. Though a thought popped into his head just as quickly. Hey, Iruka-sensei, do you know anything about owning a house or property? Huh? The question threw him through a loop. Of all the potential questions Naruto was going to ask, training for instance, he didn't expect the blonde-haired troublemaker to ask that. Where's this coming from? Kiba's mom said that Niken liked wide open space to play around in. My apartment's good at the moment, but Hato's breed is supposed to grow up pretty big. The image of the puppy's other form popped into his head. How big are we talking? Iruka had seen quite a few large Niken, but he doubted it would be too drastic in the pup's case. Horse size, Naruto's answer made the man's eyes widen and blink in disbelief. Such a small puppy was going to be the size of a horse. Looking into his eyes, Iruka saw that Naruto wasn't pulling his leg on this one. With the amount of time he spent catching the boy in a lie and catching him during his pranks, the man was one of the few that knew when the boy was being honest or spewing bullshit. Really, the man whistled. How old is he? 2, almost 3, Naruto told him. Iruka frowned. Niken, unlike regular dogs, aged much more slowly and didn't grow as quickly. But Iruka knew that once they hit age 3 or 4 they underwent a growth spurt and didn't stop until age 5 or 7. If what Naruto said was true, then the apartment he had would be too small for both of them. I'm afraid I don't know much about buying property, Naruto. Despite renovating it and moving a few things around, I've lived in the same house since I was born. Both his parents had been jonin and amassed quite a bit of money because of the amount of B and A rank missions they did between them. When both passed away, Iruka had been left with a house and financially secured as he had no other kin. Iruka hardly spent it either. The man preferred teaching than being in the field. So where most ninja used the money they earned to buy better weapons and armor, Iruka didn't really use it for that sort of thing. This was helpful, Naruto groaned. Arf. Ah, damn it, Anko pouted. Way to ruin my fun, Puchigaki. Growling, the Niken growled at the nickname. You were trying to sneak up on me, weren't you? It was more of an accusation than a question. Hey, don't look at me. Yumino spotted me sexy self the moment I came in. The mutt merely caught a whiff of me before I could do anything, Anko defended. Sensei? The boy sent the man a betrayed look. Think of it as a way of getting even for all those pranks you pulled over the years, Iruka smirked. Fair point, he conceded before returning his attention to Anko. Why are you here anyways? Was bored and wanted to screw with you. All 3 males could believe it, but someone had to ruin my fun. Arf. A proud Hadamaru merely puffed his chest out at her. Just wait till Monday, mutt, she smirked, and Hadamaru instantly deflated and was scared at what she meant. What are 2 doing here anyways, Gaki? Wanted to ask, Gigi something. Tried asking Sensei, but he knows squat. He ignored the man's indignant look. Do you know anything about owning a house? House, no. A condo, yes, Anko responded. With the amount she made from missions and interrogation, she was able to afford much more, but didn't want to maintain or pay genin to maintain a house. Why? Thinking of getting a bigger place? Blame him, Naruto pointed at Hadamaru. The Niken barked at him. Know any good places? Can't say I do. You'd have to ask someone at Konoha Real Estate and Construction. Owning a house ain't cheap, Gaki. She recalled how her friend Yugao Yuzuki and her lover Hate tried looking into buying one. The Umbu often worked closely alongside the TNI division more than any other division in Konoha, and she had made a couple of friends among the Umbu as a result. A friend told me that the least expensive houses are about 1 to 2.5 million ryo. Even then, they're the ones that need some tuning up because of how worn down and old they are. You'd basically be putting more work into making it livable. 1 million ryo's the cheapest. Naruto's eyes bulged. The blonde realized he'd have to kill the Legion zombie some 30-odd times before he could get that much money. He knew it was going to be expensive, but assumed that thanks to his ability he'd make it in no time. It was going to be a while before he could get that amount of money. Shit. Like I said, owning a house ain't cheap. Plus, with us going away a lot, it means having to hire someone to maintain the landscape. Most ninja live in decent-sized apartments. It's practical and functional. The only ninja who buy houses are usually couples or ones starting families. Or in your case, have pets that require some legroom, Anko explained. Nodding at her explanation, Naruto bid Iruka farewell and left with Hadamaru and Anko. By the way, Gaki, did you finish it? She asked once they were a relatively isolated area. Yep, both of them, he smirked while she grinned. Figured as much. Anko didn't doubt the boy would go after the dungeon boss. In the week she spent with the boy, Anko knew he went beyond the normal expectations. Got the proof? Here he grimaced. Yeah, pretty nasty though. Naruto shivered and Hadamaru nearly gagged. Can't be that bad, can it? It's a smelly eyeball the size of my head, maybe even a little bigger. Naruto saw Anko wrinkle her nose in disgust. Yeah, I don't need that, thanks. When she wanted proof, she didn't mean something like this in mind. Anyway, good job, Gaki. Quest completed. Die zombies, die. Main quest: kill 50 civilian zombies, 50 mob zombies, and 25 ninja zombie. Accomplished. Side quest: kill zombie boss and bring proof of its defeat. Accomplished. Total rewards earned: 1100 EXP, plus 350 REP with Anko Arf. Hadamaru's tail wagged. What's with him? She asked. Leveled up. Naruto was also close to leveling up once again, but Hadamaru had a lower level than him, so it made sense he leveled up faster. Any plans for the rest of the day? Gonna hit a dungeon later tonight, maybe take a nap later, take it easy for a while and see what happens. So basically you're gonna veg? Pretty much. The boy made a terrible mistake saying this, and both he and Hadamaru were forced to dodge a hail of kunai. Not on my watch, Gaki? She cackled and chased after both Niken and Ninja. The sounds of their screams and Anko's laughter sending shivers down the spines of those who heard. So much for a relaxing afternoon. Status window name: Uzumaki Naruto. Job: the gamer level 9. Next level 4683/6500. Title: Academy Student Specialization. Not applicable. HP 1950 CP 3025 STR 40.5 VIT 55 DX 59 INT 91 WIS 38.5 LUK. Def 30 perks. Additional plus 3 VIT and plus 5 INT per LV, plus 75 CP per LV, plus 25% additional EXP towards power type fighting style, minus 25% EXP towards chakra control, 40% EXP towards reputation gain. Additional plus 3 VIT and plus 5 INT per LV, plus 50 HP per LV, plus 25% additional EXP towards Fuinjutsu, minus 15% EXP towards chakra control prank king, minus 10% EXP towards reputation gain, plus 15% EXP towards strategy and tactics, plus 15% towards stealth. Additional plus 3 DX per LV apprentice zombie slayer, 40% increase attack and defense against undead. Plus 10 stats when facing undead, plus 15% additional drops in EXP from undead status effects, malnourished, hampered physical growth rate, minus 25% to VID, DX, and STR stat base, plus 20% vulnerability to poisons. Description: Uzumaki Naruto's background is shrouded in mystery. Currently an academy student with inspirations to become Hokage, Naruto has a long and difficult journey ahead of him before he can attain his dream. At the moment, Naruto is considered by many as a shoo-in for the title of Dead Last. Money: 104,640 Rio, $10,464. Attribute points: 3. Status window name: Hadamaru. Job: Niken, Ninja Dog. Level: 8. Next level: 683/5400. Reputation: neutral, 860/1000. Title: Naruto's Partner Specialization. Battle Pet. Niken. Category: Hybrid Guard and Tracking. HP: 450/450. CP: 250/250. STR: 14 VIT, 18 DX, 27 INT, 10 WIS, 7 LUK, 17 Defense. 15 perks: Ninja Dog, Human Lifespan, Ability to Mold Chakra, Potential to Speak Human Language. Kamena Lineage: Guard Dog plus 1 VID, plus 1 STR per LV, plus 15% effectiveness and EXP towards biting techniques, minus 20% effectiveness and EXP towards training and reputation. Akita lineage, tracking dog plus 2 DX per LV, plus 15% effectiveness and EXP towards tracking skill, plus 15% effectiveness and EXP towards stealth, plus 10% towards movement speed during and outside combat keen senses, plus 15% effectiveness and EXP towards detection skill, ignores henge. Very sensitive to powerful and pungent odors. Special perk Gamer's Combat Pet, a special perk that allows any of your combat pets the ability Gamer's Body, though they only earn a small amount of attribute points per level that you can allocate. However, this can be lost if you decide you don't want a certain pet or if your pet abandons you. Attribute points 5.